Okay, we are streaming. Let's see if we're connecting to studio. And with that, we go over to live stream and hopefully it connects. And we are successfully connected. So, everyone, let me know if you can hear us. We are now going to reinstigate the call. Okay, how we do that is by going onto the call, infinite call, and then press the meet now and do audio call, and that hopefully connects everyone. Holy fucking shit! I knew they would cut us off tonight. I knew they would do that, and it was so. All right. Okay, let's hope Aristides responds. And because, of course, it's always best to do these with people online. These calls, so Brendan responds as well. And, well, everybody gets to hear that incredible ringing. And, this is a lot of fun. Yeah, nothing like hanging out here waiting for people to respond to a Microsoft Teams call. Probably no one is getting the notification they're even being called.
Oh,
Okay, thank you,
hello.
sir. Hi. So, how about doing another?
Hi.
Yeah, how about doing
Okay.
another blurb?
I will. Actually. Yeah. Okay. I use this opportunity to for a dog walk, so I have to be very minimal about it. But
Of
make sure you
course.
hit the upvote.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit the upvote. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, I forgot to tell us. Subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. You might have to go to his main channel page to do so.
Yeah.
Send him money at PayPal. Douglas Diedrich or Douglas D. Diedrich is his handle there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely upvote. And you have to be logged in through Gmail. You can make sub channels, even spoof sub channels. They can upvote separately. Share the browser link around that stays the same. What else? Send a timestamp link after it's in replay, and leave a comment also then when it's in replay, and like Douglas's pinned comment. Wow, was that the shortest blurb ever? Nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was it.
Sorry. Sorry, I can only do the economy blurb. Kind of. Been a busy day. Been a busy day.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, it's cut. I'm like, oh, good. I gotta get these dogs out. Not good. Not good. But I'm like, in the face of me having to do it anyway.
Give me a second to respond to this individual
Uh,
who's connected to us in chat, and
uh,
the thing that I need to do is get my act together there. So everybody, please be
okay.
patient. And I'm responding to somebody who was kind enough. We
All right.
are getting all of the assurances that we are live.
Okay.
And we are going to ask, Brendan to come on if he can to help hold the stage while I respond to this wonderful individual. Let's ask. I do want to not say anything out loud. There's something else I'm involved with here that at the moment I have to maintain secret. Everybody can
Ooh.
put that into the category of what I was talking about with Amy. Okay, here we are. So, okay, you need to relay a contact request to Douglas Dietrich 1 via Microsoft Teams. Okay, and everybody who has any hope or aspiration towards coming on my program has to relay a contact request through Microsoft Teams. That doesn't mean I'll even receive it. These things are usually coordinated while I'm actually on a cell phone with someone to make certain I get the contact request. Of course, my phone number and my email address are universally available.
All
Everybody
right.
has them. I'm quite
Uh,
literally, you can look them up
well, look,
online.
they can email you, and we can get you the direct link for the infinite call, and you could email that to them,
Yes. Yeah.
and maybe that'll help.
Obviously, we would need to these days vet people a little
All
bit
right.
more. I try to get to know people a little bit before bringing them
Well,
on.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was more talking people who we need to reconnect with.
Of course.
Of course, you do your vetting process as you see fit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I certainly didn't mean that as any, shall we say, commentary on what you said. Like, oh yeah, no, don't give them all that. And I didn't mean like that. I just meant like, honestly, I really, for the longest time, just didn't give a shit and just let anybody on. And I really paid the price for that. Yeah. So it's, there's no point in doing that anymore. We do need to at least some preliminary contact with people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Different story. We still have some people that we haven't quite recovered.
Right. Like Victoria Lauren Hobbs, who we love dearly. Yeah. So Victoria,
has Victoria's not coming on voice. Star Fox, is she coming on voice?
No, Pixie Princess Star Fox hasn't come back on voice, but she's in the chat once in a while. Yeah. So it's more like
they may not know how to get from the chat to actually in the call. They're like caught in the back rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Like the video game. The horror video game. At any rate, just so everybody knows, let's hope that Brendan Zoga is hiding the first episode. This is part 2. We knew we would get cut off. Get cut off. I knew.
It's already done.
Okay, thank you. God bless you. You're an angel. So everybody upvote, and for God's sake, we are going to wait for the numbers to go up a bit before I go straight into monologue again. But if they don't go up, I'm not going into monologue, and we'll just end early tonight. So they should come back to us in somewhat similar numbers. But, I have no expectations. I knew they were going to cut us off tonight because it's Taiwan Retrocession Day, and they were deathly afraid I was going to start talking about Taiwan, something they're desperately afraid of. And obviously, I would get into the zone by bitching about what's going on in America first. But for those of you who don't know, let's start with some.
I miss the good old days when you would just talk about Taiwan.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's I appreciate that. Well, I want to thank Brooke Hagberg again for a $100 contribution, which she has put on auto payment. Everybody, we do recommend that you set up an auto pay via PayPal of an absolute minimum of $25 a month. Somewhere between 50 to 100 United States dollars a month is actually preferable. That's $25 a month if you're poor. We do not have, even though we have thousands of listeners, we know this because we can see the analytics. We are shadow banned and we're completely suppressed. So out of those thousands of listeners, the contributions are effectively no one is contributing. And for that reason, I do hold my listeners in a great deal of contempt, and I abuse them because you fucking deserve it.
Maybe we could see, as easy as you think PayPal is, maybe there are vehicles that would be easier for them. I don't know what other payment processors that could somehow be funneled to you. There's like Venmo. There's like, would you rather, give a Venmo or a Cash App or something, you tell us, people.
I guess.
You tell us. If you have a different way that, you just can't do PayPal, but you're just burning to send Douglas money by another way, just let us know.
At that point, they may as well send a fucking money order or a check. Seriously,
do that, yeah.
It's like if you can't,
you could be old fashioned. You could, you buy a stamp.
Yeah.
Buy a stamp
or put them on bill pay.
Yeah. Bill pay?
Yeah, right.
What the fuck is that?
Zelle bill pay?
Yeah.
Remember you used to have someone on bill pay where the bank would just send you a check? Wasn't that way back in the day?
Maybe. I don't consciously remember that. That may have been the case. I don't consciously recollect it right now. But
it was just like an automatic payment that they set up with their bank.
That's it. Yes. Got it. And it went straight to my bank account.
Yeah,
that's right. Yes. So yeah.
Until you said something horrendous, and they probably stopped.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Yeah. It was probably some Yeah. Oh, it's there's all kinds of stories. But all such being said, thank you to Brooke Hagberg in Canada, and she's managed to pay me in United States dollars, regardless. T Tank Berry, who gifted 200 United States dollars for my birthday, plus a flask-shaped glass bottle of proper 12 Irish whiskey, which God knows after tonight's production I'll have to crack open as soon as I finish talking. And that having been said, let's take a look at the numbers. As soon as we get up to a viable amount, well, I'll start in the monologue. But other than that, we're forced to shoot the shit again for a bit of time. And Holly isn't here to grace us with her presence, and that eliminates the ability to shoot the shit a little bit. But I can assure you, when I don't know why she's ashamed of crying over the dog, because all these people will tell you, I never cried while my relatives died, but I sure as hell cried when my dog died. You know, your average.
Yeah, she didn't hold back when I said something about it. She said, "Yeah, I cried about the dog, not this person."
Okay. That I didn't get that, but yeah, I thought she was trying to deny crying about the dog, which I can tell you all, she was crying about the dog. I mean, the crying doesn't do it justice. Both Laura Lee Solomon and Holly in Arizona were just wailing. It's the word would be wailing.
Yeah, you just bring out the best in people.
Yeah, I'm not going to dwell on it, and not when she's not here to, I don't understand why she would
herself.
Yeah, I don't want to use that term because I'm not attacking her. It's just what happened. It was like that something about the place. You really have to
It's
wonder.
Haunted. It's
haunted.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's bad down there. It really is. Yeah, so all that being said,
and I got her perspective that she had some kind of attachment to it, but
yeah,
outsiders like me, that place was not good.
Yeah, it's not amenable, and it's not conducive to health.
Honestly, I think I'd have a better time in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's saying quite a fucking bit. Yeah.
Same look, just different vibe,
Yeah. So I'm just glad to say that. Thank God I didn't start in on the monologue, because they would have cut us off in the fucking middle of it. But such being said, how about Brendan? You've sent me a lot of links. Are there any one of these links that I should be paying particular attention to?
Of course, all of them. If they're for me, they're important.
Yes. Okay. Oh. All right. So, such having been qualified. How about tell us?
You guys also earlier. You guys were denied the knowledge of the thing I sent you.
Yes. And all it said was, it's like it was. This page is unavailable right now. That's what I got. This page is unavailable right now. What the fuck was that about?
I don't know. I can't disrespect the internet god.
No, I mean, what was the subject about that you were trying to link to me so that I could see it?
Well, I can't tell you because I'll upset the
internet god. Got it.
No, I'm obviously being facetious. It was just some link about how chocolate stimulates stem cells.
Oh, interesting.
Which is why Brian Johnston sells his own chocolate powder.
Oh,
okay. It's supposed to juice his stem cells and shit.
Oh, so I really should start checking into chocolate. Yeah, okay.
And apparently he was saying some weird shit about his son's dick again.
Oh,
and people are like, he won't stop. And it's just...
What did he say?
I'm starting...
Yeah, go
I don't know. He was like trying to compare himself to it or something.
Okay.
Like, this is how many... it was the same shit as last time, but he always has a new angle on it, so it pisses people off.
Yeah.
Like how many erections they had per day.
Oh my god!
And shit. Yeah, it was just like insane.
God.
But I'm starting to think that the kid's actually a clone and not an actual, like, he doesn't treat it as like a kid, as a son. He treats it as himself. So I think it's a clone.
Yes, he treats his son as an extension of himself to basically act as a what do you call it in a scientific test? The control object or the control.
Yeah, control group.
The
Yeah.
control group. So his son would be the
Yeah.
control subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is outrageous. Yeah, and
Well, I mean, it would make sense because it's like,
yeah.
I don't think he's mistreating the son. It's just definitely not normal.
Yeah. No.
To say the least.
So I get it that you say maybe his son is a clone because his
So if
attitude.
you see the last link I sent you, their photos are next to each other, and like the facial features almost are 1-to-1.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's like it was definitely a clone.
Got it. So
and because the ex-wife never talks, I could assume she just got paid off, and
right,
because he sold his company for multi-millions.
Right.
So he probably just said, "Look, don't tell anyone about it, and I'll make sure you're set," and all that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I'm just I'm.
What do you think about that? Yeah,
I think you're right. I don't know if the son is a clone, but he may as well be. But if, as you say, the features are so precise, it's impressive. His son may well be a clone. That would explain a lot because clones are real. Clones are very real. It's just what people just don't get it, however, that your clone would be like a child because it has to start as an infant. You can't get around that. It's not like they can, put it into a container where they can age it to be your age. This is the insanity people have about clones. When they advertise their ignorance and they think a clone can be produced, that's your age. Okay, you're an idiot. Okay, if you believe that, you're an idiot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think it was your show, but I think I heard someone on a podcast like asking that question.
Yeah.
They were like, maybe it was Joe Rogan or some kind of clip. These clips people make to farm money.
Yeah.
It was like the person was asking, they said, "Oh, they can clone dogs now. You could pay $50,000 and clone your pet." And they said, and the person responding to him said, "At the same age, at 11 years old?" And he's like, "No, it's a clone. It starts as a puppy." You're right. They don't understand it. It's weird. Like they think it comes out of the test tube like at the same age.
Yes, as a fully
like
grown
a 1980s like sci-fi movie.
Yes,
where it just scans it and produces it like a photocopy.
Yeah, like they're faxing you.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening.
Oh shit. Oh, and so it's thank you for that. That's an excellent way of describing it. And what we're doing right now is we're simply buying time so that people can realize the show was cut off, which I think they realized pretty quickly, but they have to realize that they need to come back to the transmission. So we need people to find the transmission, and let's take a look at the numbers. So the numbers are building up pretty quickly. So let's hope the word goes out, and we just want people to hit past a certain number, and then I'll feel like talking. I'll dive straight into the monologue. But it's interesting because I kept saying I'm just about to go straight into the monologue. When I said, okay, I'm going to go into monologue, that's when the DDoS happened. You can all testify to that. You were all witnesses. So, yeah. And then I had to get restarted. And but we're here now. And aside from all of that, I do want people to come on, talk, guys. I mean, help me out here while we just buy time. I'm gonna go into the zone, but once I go into the zone, I suck all the oxygen out of the room, and all of you are gonna die. So it's just gonna be me at that point. Though you're all welcome to interject, as I've always said. But till we get to that, till I start doing that, come on, say something. I mean, of all people, Brendan, you've got a lot to bitch about. Jesus Christ, you've been through hell lately, and you've been handling it pretty admirably. Is there anything you're willing to speak about, or your environment just precludes that right now?
I mean, I can go off about everything, but I'm working so much, I'm exhausted. It's like I've worked 7 days a week and still am broke. So just let that sink in.
Yes.
It's hell on earth.
Well, it's certainly not to belittle your experience at all, because we know it's bad and it's worse than most. But aren't most Americans kind of like in the same boat? Granted, perhaps not at the extreme, because most Americans aren't doing what you're doing physically. You're doing very, very physical work. and you've got to be in better shape than most Americans. Tell people how you handle that. You're supplementing yourself quite a bit. I think that would help a lot of people.
Well,
to,
it's just the sheer, what would be the word for it? It's just the Ayurvedic principles that are upholding my ability to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all it is.
And tell people how you're following them, or what supplements you would recommend, or what kind of sleep hours, anything you can. Yeah, come on.
I mean, everything. Those kind of more. How do I put it without sounding like you? You basically have to pay. You basically have to pay me. You basically have to pay me to tell you the full story. But I'm not selling anything. I'm just saying that it's something that it takes like many years to learn, but in practice it's simple. It's very simple, because it's all about basics and ground up learning, touching your feet on the ground, going out to nature, connecting with nature, balancing, centering, and then you reflect that balance into the diet, et cetera, et cetera. Like some foods are more solar, like bread, wheat, and then some foods are more lunar, like rice. And so you eat more rice during the day when it's the sun's time, to balance that energy. You eat wheat at night when the moon is active to balance that energy. So it's just simple stuff like that, but it takes time to learn.
Great.
And there are astrological components. So like there's a whole background knowledge of it, that all these ancient cultures had as their backbone that has been almost completely eroded away now that we're in this fallen age, the age of iron and tears, as it's called. There you go.
Yes, thank you. And in this age of iron and tears, are we not on the cusp of going back towards the light in terms of the kalpas?
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, it takes a complete change, a complete 180 to actually fix anything. So, that's why the system's crumbling and everything is going haywire, because it takes that kind of, catalyst, we'll say. Like if you're talking about chemistry, it has to like spark, explode, steam, throw off a bunch of toxins, and then it turns into the alchemical gold or whatever you're making. So yeah, it's not such an easy process, especially a changing of an age from Pisces to Aquarius. So you're going from like 12th house, 12th sign, faith-based, more dreamlike, more idealistic, to Aquarian, which is more tech, science-based, more about knowing. Like you could describe Pisces age as, I believe, it was the age of belief. Now this is the age of knowing. So we're in between, knowing and faith, just blind faith to actual real knowing. And so that's a really tough thing, when reality hits, like full reality, like stark reality. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay. And that's beautiful. Let's take a look at the numbers, and I'm sure they're still going up. Good. And we're going to wait till they get past a certain point. But with all of that being said, what about the negatives? Come on, let's talk about the negatives. You've got a lot that you're dealing with. What are you willing?
Yeah. Well, right now I have to maybe forego talking about like direct things.
Okay.
At least temporarily.
Okay.
Not that anything cool is happening. It's basically nothing's going to happen. Like instead of getting worked to death, you'll just get worked to, crippled. Being crippled, it's like there's nothing's going to really change. Yeah, and I told them, I said every other facilities manager that I've ever met is injured or out on medical leave, and they all said, yeah, we know. It's like, so they know they're just killing people. No one gives a fuck. That's how America is. And then when you ask for time off, they say, why do you need it? You have a doctor's note. It's like, why do you need a doctor's note? Basically, they do everything that's not allowed when it comes to like, public sector jobs. So, and then they're like, we can't retain. The people I was speaking to recently that are higher up, in the politics of the organization, they were saying, we can't hold on to anybody. We have the highest turnover in the whole state. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, no shit. It's like, it's not a surprise. Like, you mean we can't have slaves that don't talk back for eternity and not pay them? It's like, yeah. That's what I was trying to explain to you the other day about like the Skeksis, from Dark Crystal.
Yes, go on about that.
It's like they just are they're all like used to ruling the whole, that world that they're in. Mm-hmm. in Dark Crystal, that they're like all lunatics, like the ruling class, and those Skeksis, they're like the 12 houses that rule.
Yes.
And they put like the commoners were those like fucked up puppets, those fucked up Muppets that were like their slaves and shit, and they put them in front of the crystal and they zap like their life force and put it in a jar and they drink it and shit, and then the person's all zombified. Yeah. It's like the most horrific scene to put in a children's film, but they do it,
Yeah. It was they call it the Dark Crystal for a fucking reason.
Yeah. But it was supposed to be like, you guys got hit with some dark shit in the 80s,
Yes.
Everyone was scarred by like the Never-Ending Story and shit.
Yes. Watership Down. Don't forget Watership Down.
Yeah, Watership Down. There was another one I'm trying to think of. The Labyrinth was pretty shocking. Stuff like that.
Yeah, wasn't that the androgynous David Bowie?
Yeah, that was David Bowie's showing what he really was. It's a sorcerer that sacrifices children and shit.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Just being himself.
Yeah, he loved it. And there's a scene where he like dances and like swings his crotch around, and the chick's only like 12. Right? Yeah. And everyone in the 80s thought that was cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And he like grabs her and shit. It's horrible.
Oh, of course.
And they steal the baby. Like the beginning of the whole film, she's going after her sister or whatever.
Yes.
Or the brother.
Yes.
And it's a baby.
Yes.
It's horrible.
Yes. Literally an infant.
And then you wonder why people like Ian grow up worrying about tunnels. They took them into the tunnels.
He's not worried about tunnels. That's his fetish. That's where
him and Nemo meet up in the astral to go watch that shit. And then say, everything's so evil, but then they're like sitting there taking notes.
Dude, they're jacking off. They're sitting there taking notes. They're too busy jacking off. You can't write while your other hand is busy.
And it was disgusting how they had like the details they were giving. Yeah, I went into the astral and saw this, and it was like he would just say these unspeakable scenes in full detail. It was like, good God.
And
these are the people you want on your show.
Yes. That's why we got to be cautious about who comes on the show. So, please be understanding in that regard. Okay. All that.
King of the Sewer Rats. There you go.
Where did you get that from? King of the Sewer Rats. Somebody play me.
I'll give you the Japanese translation.
Okay. Yes. No.
There's a second here.
Yeah. In the interim.
Sewer Rat King. There you go.
Who's the Sewer Rat King?
This is spoilers for One Piece, everyone, if anyone watches it, because it's from the manga. So the one of the other characters called someone the Sewer Rat King, but it happens to be the king of the whole world, so some kind of Japanese insult.
Yeah, got it. There you go. Got it.
It basically means beings that are like it's like Trump, basically.
Yes.
It's like you run everything, but you're like, doing it in an underhanded way, like just slime of, some slime, leaving your slime trail everywhere, basically.
Yes. It's kind of like, it doesn't matter that you have more than enough power, you're still behaving with a desperate
Yes.
mane. Yes, he maintains a desperate mane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in the One Piece world, like
Yeah.
they have these this upper class that rules the whole world, and they're called celestial dragons, and they're like Oda Sensei makes them just like this caricature where they look like Elvis, right? Like they're all fucking bloated and have their pompadour hair and shit. But when they go down to the lower world, they put their like a fish bowl on their head because they don't want to breathe the same air as the normies, and they just go around like causing all this. You know, they like shoot people and grab slaves and grab every hot chick they see. And it's just, you know, they're made to look so disgusting. You know? Yeah. So it's just, yeah. So the ruler of those people is the sewer rat, you know, the Rat King.
The sewer
basically.
rat king, right?
Sewer Rat King. Yeah.
So by the way, that comes from the term that the Japanese observed in the prison camps they maintained for Allied soldiers. And there's a book written by James Clavell, who wrote the book Shogun, that, of course, became the miniseries. He wrote a book that was also made into a film called King Rat. And King Rat was about a British prisoner of war who came to run the prisoner of war camp that the Japanese maintained. And in the end, of course, when the Allies came and the Japanese abandoned the prison camp and the prisoners of war were quote-unquote liberated, it was the end of his world, because his entire world, he had been apparently like a nobody before the war and got drafted into the war, but the prison camp was where he had become king. So when the end of the novel or the film, which is based on real life experience, meaning that this happened in every prison camp that the Japanese ran, they observed this, that usually somebody who had been a nobody before the war in the Allied camp would rise to become the king of the camp, because they would become the one who smuggled everything and made their black market the source of everyone's commodities. And then with the end of the war was or the Japanese abandoning the camp, was the end of their world. So that's what you have in that and that's where that term comes from, the king rat. So that's what the Japanese are showing.
I wonder if Oda Sensei knows. I mean, obviously he does if he's referencing it.
Yeah.
Because in this, it's, to me, it's a parallel of the real world, because
absolutely. Well, of course,
the rulers of the One Piece world formed a world government, which is obviously the Americans, right?
Yeah, the American Empire, which emerged as the ultra power at the end of the Cold War. Yes, go on.
And it shows like how the 20 kingdoms came together, but secretly they're being ruled by this shadowy, figure that they're not supposed to be the king, but they're ruling the whole world anyways through this demonic devil. Literally, it's a demonic devil power that is their ultimate attack. So I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, there you go.
That's incredible, and thank you, and it's important. So in terms of other aspects of One Piece, how
and it has to do with liberation. The main character represents pure freedom. Being a pirate, even though it's against the law. It's the pirates have the most freedom in that world. So that's why the protagonist is a pirate. Because he wants the most freedom. That's all he cares about, is just being totally unchained, childlike, bright. So, carefree. So it's very nice. So.
How do the women get along? The intellectual brunette and the blonde. What's the blonde's personality in contrast to the brunette intellectuals?
Nami's actually has orange hair, but she's supposed to be Scandinavian. Yeah.
Okay.
So Nami is like, she cares about treasure, money, fashion, typical hot chick stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Nico Robin, who's the archaeologist, she's more worried about, she's more darker. She's got like, makes dark humor jokes and is more concerned about learning and reading books. becoming more intellectual, learning about history, learning languages. So that's why I like Robin myself, coming from that kind of world perspective in life. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Does she get apocalyptic in her readings? I mean, come on, share some of this.
Oh, like in what sense?
Doesn't she kind of set the mood by there's like they find some ancient tome or grimoire on various adventures, and she'll be the one who
Oh yeah, all the
reads it.
time.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's the only one that can read the ancient script
Yeah.
in the whole verse.
Wow.
So she's considered like persona non grata to the max. Like they'll kill her on sight because she can read these the ancient hieroglyphs. They're called like poneglyphs, essentially. And that way they can unravel the history of the world properly, because there's this whole concept of a void century where the rulers completely erased this specific 100 years in history, because there was all these forces fighting to liberate the world, and they found out the truth of certain things which haven't been revealed completely yet in the story, because this is like a 30-something year manga. This is no like when these manga could dedicate, they dedicate. And people were saying that after the creator of Dragon Ball, Toriyama, after he passed, the Japanese economy literally shrunk by 1% because of the massive economic impact that these shonen and mangakas have on the entire planet, including Japan's economy, which is basically the world's economy, as we've exposed so many times. So when he died, the Japanese economy shrank by like certain percentage point, because Dragon Ball was huge. I mean, it was going on for 30 something years straight. So yeah, there you go.
That's incredible. And now the first thing that I'm reminded of are the Pali texts of Buddhism. The Buddhist texts are originally written in the Pali Canon, or the Pali. So tell us a bit about that. And is that inspired? Is what she's reading supposed to be that, or just kind of like a parallel universal interpretation of that?
They're called poneglyphs. They're more like hieroglyphs. They're like these stone blocks that are indestructible.
Okay.
So even the ruler of the world can't destroy them. They're made out of like some unobtainium, basically some kind of something that can't be destroyed.
Yeah.
So so that's why they've become a problem, and they've killed everyone that could translate it except for Nico Ramen, basically.
Right.
And some other people can use like psychic abilities or whatever to decipher them, but it's not easy, let's say. So yeah, so there you go. So in a way, that's what's happened to our world. I mean, there's like, even though people know about secret societies now and they know about all this other stuff, they still can't decipher anything ancient properly in any kind of efficient way. So that's the problem with it. And anyone that comes across things properly gets taken out immediately, So that's, Oda Sensei definitely knows when it comes to these occult topics. Like, obviously he knows a lot, and they're fine with him knowing, because he's locked into that. Once you become a mangaka, it's eternal. You can't get out of it. The whole economy hinges on it. Your whole, your basic, how the Japanese are. It's like you can't just quit that. Like, it's worse than death to just abandon that, right?
Yeah.
So they all work till their last day, basically. Like, there's no retiring.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Which is like today. This is what we've come to. Yes, but please continue.
Yeah, to the point where he had to go out on medical leave every year. He has like a medical episode from overworking, and all the fans in America, they don't understand how Japan works, so they're saying, why doesn't he just take a month off? Let him have time off. We don't understand. It's like you understand because you're lazy, but the Japanese wouldn't stand for it. I mean, it's like you might as well kill yourself at that point.
Yes.
Because and probably he feels a certain way because everyone depends on him. Everyone involved in the making of that show, all the movies, and everything, right? So once you're locked into that, you can't just leave. You know, and it's people on the internet, because like I said, they're all a bunch of weebs. They're all lazy and playing video games.
Yeah.
They say, oh, you know, how could they be so mean to their own people? And, you know, like Japanese are cruel and overworking themselves, forcing them to work and all this. It's like, that's not how that works. They're not forcing anybody. It's an obligation to the society. They're collective, and collectivistic in a good way. We're not talking like, you know, like Ayn Rand, like collective, yeah, evil. You know? And we're not talking communistic. It's fascistic, actually.
Yes.
So,
yes, which is positive.
So there you go.
Yes. Yeah. So very important.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can articulate that part, right?
Oh yeah, sure. If I feel like it, I think people who are
you have before.
Yeah, and I'll be happy to do so again. But matter of fact, the point to be made with that chart that I sent you, where I sent a chart showing radicalized centrism in the center, and you notice that in the upper right hand corner is fascism, but you have in the lower left hand corner is socialism. So radicalized centrism, which is National Socialism, is not fascism. All National Socialists are technically fascists, but not all fascists are National Socialists. So very important to remember that the fascists of Italy were not Nazis in the Germanic sense, and this has nothing to do with national identity. We're talking actual ideological politics here, because the fascism of Benito Mussolini was, of course, a state control of corporatism. The communists, like Chomsky, would just misinterpret that intentionally and malevolently by saying, corporatism is the ultimate fascism, and a corporation is the ultimate fascist state. And because it has one man at the top, the CEO who rules, everyone else from the top down. It's all bullshit. It's all a lie.
But in practice, that's not how that works.
Yeah, thank you. Of course not.
And in fact, people that are in the know in business, or if anyone is in business in the real sense of the word, like secretive business practices, they know the secret, the real secret of those companies is actually the board of directors and the board. They call them the board, and those people run the company, not the dude that's put in front of everyone as CEO and shit.
Right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. But just to clarify, fascism is not corporate in the sense that the term corporate state is used. It means that all of the people are the stakeholders, which is to be disambiguated from shareholder. A shareholder has monetary investment, but a stakeholder is the public that is impacted by what the corporation produces or even does, such as its output of industrial effluvia in the waste product sense. Meaning, does corporate pollution impact the quality of your water? Does corporate waste impact your social quality of life? So this is why the state is corporate in the sense that all of the people in the fascistic state are the stakeholders to the corporations, and therefore have control over the corporations through the state, which they pay taxes to, and the state makes certain that the corporations behave in such a manner that the public is always gainfully employed, that there is, generally speaking, where practical, lifetime employment, and education that's provided in such a manner as to render people employable to the corporations. This is where the concept of corporate state is in the Mussolini fascist sense. But with National Socialism, then you have a added concept of universal basic income, which is, I explained last time, only to a degree, because I didn't have the time nor the inclination to really go into it at the time. But when I was describing how every woman and child in the Third Reich had universal basic income through the family support system, And this instantly made the Third Reich wealthy because everybody had money to spend. Then
Yes.
people actually sent me emails. Well, where'd they get the money? Did they just print it? No, it was solid currency with solid backing because Hitler stole it from the fucking Jews. And it's like, which should tell you something. The Jewish minority had all the money. And they sure as hell weren't sharing it. It wasn't going into the economy. It was being hoarded. So by taking their money and redistributing it, Germany's economy instantly went from 0 to the leading exemplar of prosperity on Earth. I mean, that should tell you an awful lot about the damage.
Yeah. And to be fair, it wasn't out of some. It's not like it was. How do I put it? It's not like here where, like, you know, some people were rich, some people were poor. At the time, the Weimar Republic, it's even the rich people lost their ass because it was so inflated, the money.
Yes.
So it was like your savings gets wiped out even if it's in a bank because of the inflation.
Yes.
So it wasn't just, oh, these people have something I don't. It was like everyone got screwed over. Let's put it that way.
Thank you. And but somehow the Jewish
which is
population
happening to us right now.
Yeah.
We're watching it in real time.
Yeah, but in actual fact, somehow the Jewish population did not suffer that. So
Well, I think that was his point.
Yes. And so by taking what they had stolen from everyone else and redistributing it, Hitler was doing a solid for all mankind. That's there we go. And certainly everybody who benefited knew this to be the case. It's not like the German people were completely unaware of what Hitler was doing. But nobody was complaining in a general sense. So there's
BDR claims that just to probably keep the sweat off their backs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they always release, those propaganda reels where they interview some old lady and they said, we had no idea.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah. It's which is. But you know what those people are talking about, and they're telling the truth. They had no idea about the death camps.
Yes.
Yeah, that the death camps were outside of Germany. Any camps that were inside of Germany were labor camps that were called Konzentrationslager. Konzentrationslager simply means concentration camp, where people were concentrated for labor, but the Totenslager are death camps. That was all in Poland. That's all in Poland and other parts of Eastern Europe. No, the German people were completely unaware of that. So, yes, they're telling the truth.
I mean,
go on.
Yeah, not to get off into this direction, but I've heard people recently saying that if they calculated the capacity of those places and the ability to, kill people in massive numbers, in whatever method, including the ovens and all that jazz, it's still like somehow it doesn't add up to 12 million. I mean, is there any way we could reconcile that, or is it kind of just like, it is what it is?
Okay. Well, all I can say to that is
I'm trying not to get you.
That. By the way, I'm not avoiding the topic, and saying it's a complicated subject is merely belaboring the obvious. But understand that there were mass action killings. They were known as Actions with a K, because that's German language. The actions were performed by the Einsatzgruppen. Now the Einsatz.
You got cut for a second. Hold on.
I bet I did. I fucking did.
You were saying, what were you saying?
Okay, so let's recover those tracks there, everybody. The camps were not the sole methods of disposing with the European
Okay.
Jewish
Got it.
population.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
a straw man to say
Yeah.
the ovens didn't have that capacity, so therefore it's a lie.
It's
So it's just there's no point in
it's
calculating that because that's
thank
not
you.
how they did it.
Yeah, there were people. Remember, they're not killing people in the fucking ovens. They're going into the ovens dead. When you're faced with a hot oven, threat of death don't mean shit. There could be somebody standing behind you with a machine gun, and you're just going to charge them so that they shoot you and you die quick. You don't want to go into a burning oven alive. Nobody. So that this.
Right.
That's anybody who thinks this is how they did it is out of their fucking minds. The ovens are simply disposal units for bodies. So when it comes to the people, they're being killed in.
Were the showers real? Like with the
From my understanding, yes.
canisters. And all that?
Yes. From my understanding, yes. This is how a great number of people, not just Jews, but also gypsies and various other people who were criminals. Many of them, by the way, quite deserving and true criminals. I mean, you take a look at the survivors of the concentration camps, and generally speaking, if you truly knew them, the first thing that would come to your mind is, why did this guy survive when they're such a piece of shit? And the first thing you could say is, why couldn't they have died? Because they certainly deserve it. People like Roman Polanski, the pedophile, people like that Jewish guy who was taken in by a German family after the war and killed them all, including the child who was just, a few years old. And an infant child, of course he's Jewish, he's of the bloodline. He just killed the entire German family that took him in. These are people who needed to be killed. They deserve to die. That's who are often in these camps. Are they all like that? It's not up to me to judge, but a lot of them were. Certainly many of the survivors prove that to be the point.
Oh no, the one lady we met, she was nice.
Cool. Which one? I can't remember. Which one are you referring to?
It was some lady that came to our school when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Like doing these motivational speeches.
Yeah. Well, I'm not denying that. She might very well have been nice.
But she was over 100, and she set up her whole podium by herself.
Oh, of course.
Everything.
Yeah, well, they all
walked
do that.
around with her mic.
Yeah, I've explained
like it was no big deal.
Yeah, I've explained this at length. I've said that there were all of these survivors were exposed to Dr. Joseph Mengele, not necessarily by him personally, but through his various other doctors who were trained by him and part of his program. They were exposed to experiments in anti-agarthics or longevity.
She did say something strange that, my memory sometimes drags up, but I never say it on there. But she did tell us about the food.
Yeah.
Someone asked her, like, what did you guys eat?
Yeah.
And she said, oh, if you want to lose weight, you make German coriander soup and shit, like as a joke. But she said they added something to the food that made them not hungry, even if it was calorically deficient.
Interesting.
So
fascinating.
So whatever that was obviously, to say the least, experimental, medically experimental.
Yes. And
obviously it helped them because they're all still alive somehow.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Them in the hibakusha. Hibakusha.
Yeah.
How people that got hit with the hardest in those wars and survived, they're still alive.
Yeah, Hibakusha. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Because
Bakudan is bomb, so the bomb.
Bomb survivors. Yes, that's right. For those of you who don't know, it's spelled like Habakusha, and you might as well say Habakusha because that's the only way Americans are going to remember it. When you say Hibakusha, they're not going to be able to look it up because they won't be able to spell it. So, in terms of
that's why you're here, because I can't desecrate these languages like.
Yeah. True enough. Our man Brendan is an anthrolinguist, basically a kind of linguistic anthropologist or archaeologist, if you will. Kind of close to. That's why you relate to. What's her name again? The brunette in
Nico Robin.
Nico Robin. Yes, and
boy, she's my favorite character.
Yes, of course. Well, that goes without saying. Oh, if only she were real. Yes, and.
All the least.
Yes. Now, all such being said, the Oh yes, so the hibakusha, or the habakusha, as they're also called, the way the Americans would read the romanization or the phoneticization, are the survivors of the atomic bomb, and they live to be well over 100 years old. And many of them, in fact, it's exposed that those that were hit by the bomb twice, survivors of Hiroshima, who then relocated to Nagasaki and then got bombed again, they lived the longest, even longer than those who simply survived a single bomb attack. Those who survived two atomic bomb attacks, like, live, literally on average, well over 100 years old. So yeah. As for the German camp survivors, yes, they're the same way, thanks to Dr. Mengelay's experimentation with longevity, anti-agarthics that are not only serums but injections, some genetic stem cell injections, etc. He was performing all of this at a very early stage in human history, and it's because of him that genetics were not pursued for years thereafter. They had to be ultimately kind of rehabilitated by being rediscovered by Jews. And therefore, it was a Jewess, Rosalind Franklin, who basically ascertained the helical structure of DNA. And once, of course, she did that, because unfortunately she's Jewish, she suffered having all of her work stolen, plagiarized, and stolen by a couple of kikes who were men, because the Jewish culture is a shameless patriarchy, to the point where it's the only culture in the world where women live shorter lifespans than men do. Every other race on earth, the men live shorter lifespans than women. Every other ethnicity, every other nationality, every other religion, no matter what composition you're using in the demographic, men simply, on average, live shorter lives than women do. Yet, in the Jewish culture, it's just the opposite, and in their culture alone. I mean, that just shows you that the men are just shit. And they literally rag their woman to death. They literally rag and nag their woman to death, and they disrespect them and consider them all to be bleeders, and will not sit on the same chair as, they're supposed to be sent to a separate tent by the old Jewish hygienic practices. Is the woman is supposed to sleep in a separate tent when it's that time of the month and shit. I mean, that's how, fucked up they are about it. I knew this one girl who had a Jewish boyfriend who literally flew into a psychotic rage when she was bleeding. Okay, if somebody's that, just don't fuck them. Why are you having sex with someone like that? How do they even reproduce? Well, they reproduce because the women are essentially slaves in the Jewish culture. And, so it's like, at any rate, it's an insane culture, but those that were in the camps that survived were certainly blessed and lived to be over 100 years old, as the demographic average, because of their exposure to Mengelay's sciences and his experimental techniques. And of course, now they're trying to pass on the whole Holocaust reparations onto their children, so they can keep the swindle going, because the Israeli economy floats on it, as well as on American, of course, largesse. So it's a situation that just plain fucking sucks. But there's only so long it can go on. That being said, let's keep checking the numbers. I'm not really inspired yet to go into monologue or a flow state, unless we get past a certain.
I feel compelled to pull a Troy Bellamy and say, the opinions expressed on this program are Doug and Doug alone.
Yeah.
We are not involved. Us extra. We're.
Yeah. We're just here for the ride, yeah? Yeah. I don't mind that at all. No, that's, if anything, it should be said, of course. That's just a cautionary.
Disclaimer, that's what I'm trying to say. The disclaimer.
Yeah, cautionary disclaimer right up front.
Yeah.
Such being said, again, we'll give it a little while longer. Let's see if anybody shows up by. And the thing is, it's Sunday night, and on Wednesday nights we don't get the same numbers. But when they cut us off tonight, they really killed us. So in a worst case scenario, we're not going to do the monologue, and we'll just call it a night and just have everybody. We'll just let the other show go published. The one that you hid, we'll get that back up and running, and then delete this one. We'll see. We'll give it a few more minutes. So everybody get the numbers up, gather everyone around. Tokyo Bloker says keep going. That's from our lovely Amy. So let's say love you, Amy. Okay, she says keep going. Oh, that's cute.
Well, good. She can take over because I'm out. You got me for all I can get.
Well, you're doing so good, and all right. So let's try and get started. And first off, we'll see how long.
Hello.
Yeah, who's that? Yes. That's Aristides. Oh, Sammy. It's Sammy. Well, we're joined by Samuel Romero. So, dear Sammy, well, it's not a problem getting into the flow state for me or the zone. It's more of an issue of whether it's worth it with the numbers. But let's have them go up. You can help us do that. So you're here to help take over now that Brendan's kind of zoning out. Give us an update. How have things been going in Los Angeles? I'm so sorry about the Dodgers losing. There was
I don't even care about that.
What about the NBA under scrutiny? I mean, the scandal. Oh my God!
Off, the NBA is. I mean, come on. They legalize gambling. What do you expect? That's kind of redundant, right?
Oh my God!
I mean, you legalize gambling. They're gonna find a way to try to, make it work for themselves. Can you blame them? It's not like. And the funny thing about it is they're blaming a bunch of black players. No, it's called the mob. It is what it is. When it is what it is. It's backdoor deals. People getting beat up. What's new, right?
Yes.
But no, honestly, I just wanted to call because I was pretty much hosting a bunch of toddlers.
Oh,
and,
yes.
So
that's right.
So hearing Coco Melon for about 5 hours, I want to shoot myself. There you go. Brandon knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
I know. That and Bluey. I'm sure you had to deal with Bluey.
Yep. Simple songs, you name it, the whole shebang. So
yeah. When I was around babies, it was Baby Shark, and I almost.
Oh yeah, that also was in
bad.
That also was in the mix too. So yeah, you should be a DJ, Brandon Rose.
Well, I don't know how long I would do. I would scar them for life because I blew my brains out on stage. And there's like hot chicks that make those kids videos. It's like they must be out of their minds, like talking like that all day. I'm sure you've seen those free ones on YouTube. You probably had your kids.
Yeah,
watch it.
yes. But
what's her name? Miss Sarah or something? It's like I thought she was a lunatic.
Well, I have a theory that, and I told my wife this. Look, I'll give you guys an example, okay? Obviously, I came from the evangelical background, right?
Yes.
Well, I remember one time we had a convention, right? It's whatever. It's a Jesus-thon, whatever. You name it. The problem is they try to do a singles night, like quote unquote, hey, let's a bunch of Christian singles get together, right? And they did it in like a hotel bar, right? The problem is that's the most stupidest setting ever. You know why?
Why?
Because it was a dry bar.
Oh.
It's not that it was a dry bar.
Wasn't that the point?
Well, hold on. It's like going. Imagine having Bible study at a strip club. It doesn't work. No. And first of all, people were like awkward because, that's what liquor does. Liquor loosens you up. There's a reason why people drink liquor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So me looking at all these toddlers and all these kids, they're having fun. They're having a blast on the jumper. they're playing games, or my wife goes all out, so we had a bunch of games and stuff, right?
All right.
Well, they don't have to loosen up because they're children.
Yes.
Like, they're having fun.
They're naturally like that. Yes.
Right. Adults need to have fun, but they can't get into that vulnerability because most adults don't like being vulnerable. So guess what? Liquor, a couple, an 8-ball will probably do it. The regular nutritional what do you call it, pyramid that Doug relies on. Right?
Yes.
My point is, children obviously at least can have fun. My point is, when it comes to that Christian singles little thing they try to have, it was the most stupidest thing ever, because you're supposed to drink to have a social, like a mingle, because first of all, that's how women, loosen up, quote unquote.
Yes.
And in many ways, go figure. My point is, it was really lame, because you don't have a dry bar and try to have a singles night. That doesn't even go together. But,
no, that's awful. Oh my God, that in itself must have left you psychologically scarred. Oh my fucking God.
No, it was just lame. Okay, it's like someone inviting. It's like you being invited to a nice party or like a nice wedding, and then you try to make demands. Like, no, asshole, it's their wedding. Like that, you don't. That's not how it works, right? So, anyways, I can go on for days, but no, it was a cool party. Kids had fun. It's just, I can't listen to Coco Melon
ever again. Yeah.
It's like they must torture prisoners of war with that shit. 'Cause if you played that to like a hardened criminal, it would break. It would break.
And yeah, they would. But the kids love it. Unfortunately, kids love it, and it's
that stupid floating thing. Like,
right.
They're what is that thing? What's the thing's name? It's like they're Jesus. Like in the.
I don't know what it is. I don't know, but it was.
But I know what
they
it
love
like.
it. Yeah. They love it. So
like a floating head or something.
Oh my God.
So it's regular parenting crap that you got to deal with.
Yeah.
So it just comes with the territory. But other than, honestly, I'm so over sports. I don't even care about that. Like, and by the way, people need to understand, every sport now is considered sports entertainment.
Yes.
So a betting line means a script, and also pretty much anything involving a ball of some sort has technology to control it. Why? Because they legalized gambling. So now they're gone to a point where they want to control every aspect of every betting line. Okay, so it's pretty much it's dead. Okay, it's dead. The moment they legalize gambling, it pretty much it's like weed. When they corporatize, I don't smoke weed to begin with. I don't.
Thank God.
But from what I hear, back in the day it was better because, the dealers had to compete with other dealers, and I guess the quality was better, quote unquote. Now that they corporatize it, and
way better,
pretty
in fact.
Right. So now big corporations have pretty much watered it down to shit.
Yes.
It's not even medicinal. Like I'm sure back in the day they had medicinal purposes. Now it's just
you could
I don't know what it is.
Gotten the more the lower percentage ones that were like it's called ATF, Alaskan Thunder Fuck, and these ones that were more like made for chronic pain. And then after it became legal, they hybridized them so much that now there's only one type. It's just this hybrid Frankenstein.
It's sad.
They
I'm sure
name stupid names like Coke, like chocolate cookie and Girl Scout. It was just so stupid. It just like green alien fuzzy hair. It's so dumb. It's horrifying. And LA
pretty much it's like McDonald's pretty much now. It's just all processed bullshit. I was telling Doug this that and I'm sure you know this, Brendan. I didn't know that not that I didn't know, you just forget shit like this. I didn't realize how bad our food is processed. Like something like McDonald's does not expire in America compared to like Japan, which a YouTuber did this experiment where he asked one of the Japanese guys if he can buy a Big Mac and see how long it takes to, grow mold. I believe, I believe he's still tracking it. The Big Mac that is a year old has not even grown no mold at all. There's literally no mold in a year-old Big Mac. Compared to Japan, which is like all fuzzy and growing a mohawk. Now, this is actual real beef. It's crazy. We're literally eating plastic. That's what we are.
Oh my God.
So it's horrible. It's literally horrible, but it is.
Yeah,
Go
it's
figure.
true. We used to have there was some guy that did like a presentation at our high school, and he would go around to all the schools, and he had a 10-year-old McDonald's meal, and he put it next to a day-old McDonald's meal. He would buy it during, the day of the event, and you couldn't tell the difference. He would have to tell us this is a 10-year-old meal.
Yeah. It's like a poisonous MRE, pretty much.
That's a military ration. Yeah, just for our listeners who don't understand that acronym, it's an acronym for Meal Ready to Eat, which is a military ration. And yes, it'd be like that if it were toxic. Yes, that would be. And oh my God, this is where the Brendan story comes in. The little one single wet wipe to wipe your ass with in the MRE. Because they figure you're going to shit right after you eat it. And there's an art to it where you use your finger and shove it up your ass.
It's a single napkin. It's a single napkin. And I said, what is the napkin for? And he said, oh, you don't want to know what the napkin's for. Because this was at the time, the girlfriend at the time that I had, her father was in the military. And her brother. And the brother, he was still at active duty. So he got like boxes for free from the commissary. Because apparently the Air Force... No one ever gets deployed in the Air Force, so they just have them laying around.
Yes.
Because they don't do shit. They just sit around.
Yeah.
And so he took a bunch for camping. He said, I'm going to bring us food for camping. And the father knew better. He said, fuck that. I'm bringing bacon and shit because I know what you're about to bring us. But me and my girlfriend, we thought it was, this is the, best thing since sliced bread and shit. So the sides are fine. Like the sides, there's like peanut butter and crackers and just like little things that give you calories, right? For marching and shit.
Right.
Like that stuff, trail mix, M&Ms, whatever, that stuff's fine. But the main meals, he had like a whole list. He said, whatever you do, don't eat the tacos. And we were like, why? He's like, trust me, don't eat the tacos, whatever you do, So there was like certain ones you couldn't eat. And then we're like unraveling it and the dad's like, don't throw away the paper, the little napkin. And we were like, what do you need the napkin for? That's stupid, Like, and he said, no, you don't understand. Like, when you're in the desert marching, because they used to say, you had it done, right, Doug? When they send you on those training marches.
Yes,
in Mojave and shit.
yes.
So they wouldn't, what are they called? The drill instructors wouldn't tell them. They wouldn't say, save your one toilet paper. So there would be like tons of dudes that would have nothing to wipe their ass with in the middle of the desert.
Yes.
So he said, so whatever you do, don't throw away that little paper towel thing. And we were like, why? He said, you'll need it, especially if you eat those tacos. So apparently you're supposed to, what you do is you put it on your middle finger like a teepee. Okay. And then use it, and you have to use it so efficiently that one wipe does everything, just in one swipe, which is absolutely disgusting.
You basically...
Why don't they just give you a tampon? That's a mouthful.
Yeah, an ass tampon.
Give you a tampon.
Yes, an anal tampon. An anal tampon.
That's not, that's not military enough. You have to be real military to show off.
Well, first of all, I mean, the navies are pretty much using them for they can, make to each other.
Well, this was the army in his defense.
Okay, my bad.
Like I think, this was the army. The navy, I think they never leave that ship. They have plenty of toilet paper.
Yes.
But
okay, so the army's not. The army hasn't come out of the closet yet. Just the navy. Okay.
That's right. But what you do is you finger fuck yourself with your middle finger, your fuck you finger. You literally shove that up your ass and twist it with that thing around it.
Well, hold on. I didn't
wait
get
up.
to the gross part yet.
Does it
This
come
is
with
the
a
gross
Newport after? Do you smoke a Newport after? Because you're
Yeah,
satisfied.
you know what's
or-
funny about that, Sammy, is that the
Go ahead.
father was only smoking Newport menthol. That's all he smoked, and he would like smoke like 1/4 at a time. He would walk outside, and he would always come
Wow.
talk to us. He'd smoke 1/4 of it, put it out, come back and relight it, and it was just
Now,
like
did-
this
did it-
ritual he had.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Now,
crazy.
did his bike have a seat or did it not have a seat? That's the real question. That's a joke.
He had a motorcycle. He
I
had a motorcycle.
kid. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah.
No,
He had a Harley.
Oh, shit.
no. I mean, that's crazy,
So
man.
the- I didn't even get to the gross part, but I think we could skip it.
Yeah,
unless
no, get to
you
the
guys-
gross part. Get to the gross part.
So basically, if you didn't have the runs, you would poke your finger through the napkin, so that way you could scoop, with the finger,
Come on, man.
and then you would pull, and then the napkin would clean the finger, like the edges of the napkin. You would have to like twist it off, and we were just like,
Let me guess.
and he's telling
Let me
us this
guess.
while we're eating, by the way.
Yeah. But let me guess. Do you have to be on all fours too, and bite your
I
belt?
have no idea.
Your belt? Let me.
Thank God I didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's
Honestly, I have no idea. But he said, yeah, that's what they had to do. And if you had the tacos and you had the runs, you wouldn't have enough. The tissue wouldn't cover it, so you'd just be screwed, basically.
wow.
Oh,
Well, at least At least you
That's-
didn't ruin what do you call it? That cucumber peanut butter that Doug talked about a couple weeks ago.
yeah, it's the Peter Moon special. Yeah.
The Thai
God.
salad.
Okay, I'm gonna
that-
go now.
Yeah. Anyways, thank good talking to you, Brendan. Think that's hilarious.
Oh man, it was painful. This was like painful.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. Dang. to literally sodomize yourself with your finger, just in the name
Yeah,
of
that's how they do it
cleanliness.
in the army. That's how they do it in the army.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That makes a lot of sense. Why?
And I even
the Navy-
asked them. I said, there's no way you guys could get a toilet paper from the base, and they said no, they wouldn't send us with anything. Sometimes they'd forget the water. That's what he told them.
It sounds to me like they're
And they
loosening
would
them
almost
up.
die and shit.
They're loosening them up so they're that cavity can be used to being violated. Just come on, man. Anyways, enough of that.
Yeah, why did we bring up MREs exactly?
We're
'cause
talking about the hamburgers.
The Big Macs,
hamburgers, yes.
the Big Macs that don't expire. That
Yeah.
literally, I may have to.
Yeah,
pass it.
and in their defense, they're actually more nutritious than McDonald's because legally they have to be. Otherwise, your troops would emaciate.
Well, no, you're right. I mean, you die
Like they
of.
have to be this like it's like 2,500 calories exactly and have like every vitamin. Like it's deliberate.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's a lot to go through, for just quote unquote nutritious calories. But yeah, I believe you. I definitely believe you, man.
It's better than dying because they'll just leave you there.
Well, one can't argue. One can't argue. But no, honestly, today it's been a really busy day, but it was good. It was definitely good. Seeing these kids, definitely have a good time. It's just, being a parent is you have to be unselfish, pretty much.
Yes.
It's the epitome of selfishness. But it was great. It's just I don't want to listen to Coco Melon for a very long time. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this conversation is probably more constructive than talking about the government shutdown. I mean, that's at
Has
least
anyone-
we're-
Did you meet
Go
anyone
ahead.
that's impacted?
yeah, I mean, when you think about it, Brendan, it's just who cares? Honestly, it's at this point, it's pretty much the same thing as the NBA. Like these politicians are getting paid, and it's a bipartisanship agreement for them to get paid. Because really, with you think about it, the
The
Republicans
troops
pass
aren't
it.
getting paid.
Well, that's
Speaking of
that's
MREs,
just
they're
God.
probably surviving off those.
That's just God. Thank God they're not getting paid.
Well, they're getting paid, but it's by a private donor. Believe it or not, a guy named Timothy Mellon. I'll get into that
Yeah,
monologue.
but the math. Yeah, I get it, but the math doesn't add up. 130 million won't pay everyone.
Yeah,
You know-
of course
you know,
not. Of course
It's
not.
just the officers. It's just the officers.
It's just the opposite.
He probably wants to take his thumb and clean their rectum and show them.
Yes.
You know, from the sounds of it. But
Oh shit. Yes.
I have to get going. Yeah,
Already?
because I have to.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have to clean up and have a bunch of decorations to put down. So
Yes. Well, we love you dearly, and stay safe and be well. And is there anything else that you feel we should be paying attention to in terms of current events, domestically or internationally? By all means. And
honestly, Doug, you're covering it.
Yes.
You're definitely covering it. Okay, I wish I can do this longer, but I have a boss that.
Understood. Well, do listen
You know
in.
how
Listen in because
I will.
I'll just jump into
will.
it now that you're leaving. Okay.
I wish that I'm glad I can at least give some comedy relief.
Well, we're up to numbers now.
Great,
So
great.
you
Okay.
did us that favor. Thank you. Bless you. God bless you. And
Listening.
share our love with Maria and everyone else. Okay.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
So that's Sammy Romero. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into monologue. And dear Brendan, any last words? Before I suck all the oxygen out of the room and everybody dies. All right, so I'll get into that now. I'll proceed. And anybody who wants to interject, please do
Yeah,
so.
I was on mute. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm good. Everything's good.
Okay.
I'm trying to recover from that conversation. It's stomach churning.
Yes, you did well. You did beautifully. Okay, so I do want people to know I'm proudly able to report that Donald John Trump has called off ICE operations in San Francisco. In case you did not know, he was sending a whole ICE trooper force to storm San Francisco, but they
Well, to
are
be fair, he probably thought the old black mayor was still there. Once he found out it was the new Jewish guy, he was like, "Oh shit." Honestly, do you think that's what happened?
Yeah. He figured
Someone
out.
probably came up to him and said, "Look, it's this guy," and it showed your mayor. That's
Yes.
like that small Jewish guy.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he was probably like, "Oh, okay, you're right. Maybe we shouldn't send it." you know?
Yes. By the way, that
'Cause
was Go
his-
on.
His first term, it was the black chick that, and
Yes.
I'm not saying this in any kind of racial way, but she fucked up the city. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Mayoress London Breed, who was not
Yeah.
elected. She seceded to the mayoralty because the Chinese American mayor died.
Yeah, exactly. She was not qualified. Sorry, lady, but it was bad.
Oh my God. Well, at any rate, so yes, Trump's literal public rationalization for withdrawing from his Storm San Francisco operation was, yes, their Jewish mayor has caused crime to evaporate in San Francisco. That there's no more
except
crime
when we're
stories.
there.
Yeah.
Except
Yes.
when I'm there. Except when I go there.
No
I'm getting
shit.
shot at. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Doug is my witness. This
Yes.
is like him and God witnessed it. Like,
Holy
oh,
shit.
and they cut me. They cut me off. Oh no, we're still on. Okay.
No, I'm
But
sure.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. But we get.
Yeah,
we get
remember
going.
when we were there and
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, can't you tell the mayor's cleaning the city? And you're like, no. And we took a left behind City Hall, and then all those. We saw the college that was the law school that was packing up
Hastings.
because they're just getting attacked
Hastings.
Yeah.
Hastings Law.
because they were getting attacked every day and shit. And I was
Yes.
like, it can't be that bad. And then we saw that couple with the mismatched hair, and I was like, yeah, actually, like it's pretty bad, Where they look like they literally got out of an insane asylum.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad. And then the second time What was it? Was it the second time?
Yeah,
That
it was
could have been all
second.
the same day. I don't even know.
It's hard to remember.
Every time I
It
go
kinda
there,
all
I don't
blends.
want to be there.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It all blends together.
Why did I even come a second time? Oh, because you paid me. But
I paid
anyways,
you.
we'll
But tell
forget it.
people
No,
how that
we'll-
evaporated. Tell people how that evaporated.
it was like I would have been better off taking money from the devil himself than Doug, because I got so fucked over. I'm more broke than I was before. It was like it's some kind of evil curse. I mean, this is fucking never take money from him ever. Unless you're, even if your life depends on it, because you'd be better off dead. Then I was like, oh, it'll cover all my costs, and I'm helping out a friend. And then, of course, no good deed goes unpunished. Just fucking destroys my life. Fucking all of a sudden, like all these bills and all these random charges and shit come out of nowhere.
It's true. It's true.
It's like I took 3 steps forward.
Tell me,
and 8 steps back.
every parking ticket, including many that should never have existed. I mean, they were just making in cyberspace. They were just printing them out in cyberspace.
Tolls.
Yeah, tolls.
Tolls of bridges I didn't even go over. They said, no, you were there. You were there during the 12th. And I said, no, we took a different bridge. And they said, well, it's on file. It's on record. And you can't get out of it because they're like, it's like the mafia.
Yeah.
Like I'd have to, and the irony is I'd have to drive to the Bay Area to dispute it. So it's like, then they just charge you more toll anyway. It's such a racket, dude.
Yes.
Fucking racket.
Yeah, you can't win.
Like,
you literally cannot win.
So you have to pay them like a mafia, or you can't drive.
Yes. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. And but tell them it's not just you. It's there's a curse upon myself that is generational or something, that intergenerational or something like that. Everyone around me, their fortunes get wiped out. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's called your karmas, your past karmas. They're all fucked. Shit, man.
Oh,
but like I said, it wasn't worth it. Never will be worth it.
Yeah. But of course, we would not be on tonight if he had not.
Well, we didn't. We actually didn't finish the story. Sorry.
Yes.
The second time I was there.
Yes.
I was naive enough to say it a second time, and I said, "Look, come on, you got to give your mayor a chance, man. He's doing like I see him on Facebook. This is literally as we're talking about it. I said, look, I see him on Facebook. He's trying his best, Doug. You can't just hate on him because he's a J-man and all this." And then Doug's like, "Oh, just wait. We're about to go through the Tenderloin." And the second he says that, it's just like homeless people shrubbing and scrubbing and people with like sleeping bags dangled off them. And I was like, oh, man, this is the Tenderloin, all right. And then right as we're in there talking, boom, big ass gunshot.
Yeah, I literally expected
through the car.
I literally expected Brendan's head to explode. I literally thought his head's going to explode because
it was that close.
Yeah,
it was like
the auto frame.
Yeah.
Literally the frame of the vehicle vibrated with the shot. It was that close. It was like somebody was literally like riding the hood of the car. it was that close, and the bang was such that our eardrums rang with it. It was like, so it was a very close gunshot from a high caliber firearm, like a 44 Magnum. Something of that level. There was a lot of gunpowder behind that bullet because most bullets don't make sounds like that. Most bullets sound like firecrackers. Yeah, so this was definitely a firearm, and it was high caliber, something with a load that was equivalent to a 44 Magnum. And very close because everyone around us, all who were homeless, and various other street people, were all turning to look for the source, which was nowhere to be found. So whoever fired very close and ran. Literally vacated, immediately, almost supernaturally, because no one was able to see them from what we could ascertain in the environment around us.
Like they tried to Charlie Kirk us. It was like from the roof or something.
Yeah. It was something of that nature. Yeah. However, with a bang that loud and that close, like I said, to the point where I literally expected your head to explode because I thought they had fired literally through the window is what it sounded like. Even though I saw no one appear in the window beside you, I thought maybe they were at an angle. But it's hard to believe that was from a rooftop. I would assume
it
it
was
was
street
somebody
level.
clear.
I was just
Yeah.
being facetious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
It was
just-
definitely street level. Yeah, it was. But it was. Yeah, and when I was there with Aaron Tice, it was farther in the background. It was a running gunfire where it was just rather constant in the background. But there was a lot of gunfire exchange, full auto, was going on while I was there with Aaron Tice. This was much more orders of magnitude more alarming. This was like aimed at us. So, or at least,
I'm not
yeah.
just like
Yeah.
exaggerating when I said we were shot at. It was like in our direction.
Yeah, it had to be. And but they missed and then took off immediately. But I'm sure they tried to kill us. They knew where we were going because, of course, they're just tracking us easily through our cell phones, I would assume, especially mine.
Well, the first time we had someone tailing us out of
Yeah.
the Presidium.
That's right.
So-
That's quite
Or no,
correct. That
the
was
first
later,
time-
though. That was on the way back. It was like we were going through the.
I'm talking about the guy in the van.
Yeah,
The van
of course. Yeah, the one with the pedo van. The guy with the pedo van who literally drove up and started talking to Brendan through the
Yeah.
window, ignoring myself completely. But everyone was talking only to you. Everyone that day
Yeah.
approached Brendan exclusively like I did not exist. Not that I'm taking offense. It's just you can't miss me. I mean, tell him, Brendan,
I
you
was
can't
gonna
miss
say,
me.
The bizarre part is
Yeah.
you look like, I mean, I don't know how to say it nicely, but you're definitely not someone that's like blending into the background.
Yes, thank
Like-
you.
Like you stand out, like, and even for San Francisco, it's like it's scary vampire guy. I mean, it's like, it's not,
Thank you.
it's not like, that's not just an everyday.
Yeah. Yes.
But they were like, yeah, as if Doug didn't exist. To the point where they were asking me, so where do you come from?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Like I was like like I had a British accent or something. It's like what do you mean? Where do I come from? It's like I'm from fucking Northern California. What are you talking about? It was weird.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, it was definitely targeted. And, our route was known. Our route was definitely
Yeah, we
known.
shouldn't have went to that restaurant next to
Definitely
the magic
not.
shop because it
Yeah.
was like a setup.
Yeah,
Basically.
it was. It definitely was. And that it was so offensive. Their behavior was inexcusable. That's
Yeah.
like half star, if that. Half star, if that. I mean,
Right.
I ordered lamb and I get bones. Our man orders
Right.
I forget the name of the bread, but it's buried under my bread. So
So we got some kind of bread, and then they acted like we were crazy. They were like,
Yeah.
"What you didn't see it?" It's
Yeah.
like, no, it was under the other bread.
Yes, you dumb shits.
With
Yeah.
no announcement.
Yeah.
No announcement. Nothing. Anyways.
Like we're
Crazy.
supposed to know this or something. Very bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but there you have it. And it was in the restaurant as well. They spoke to Brendan, not to myself. It was as if I did not exist. Now, again, I'm not taking offense, but obviously that's not normal considering how I appear. Obviously, you can take a look at the photograph in thumbnail of live stream tonight and look at me. I'm not the kind of person you're going to ignore. Your average person will look at me and whatever else. Once they see me, they're never going to forget me. But they were all heading towards Brendan, and Brendan was definitely the source of attention because they knew he was the driver, and I wasn't going to get anywhere without him. So they were definitely targeting you. And so when the guy
and the guy
yeah.
that's the guy in the van that's probably listening right now.
yeah
He was like, oh, so I like that glass bottle, that artisanal water. The shit that I always talk about.
yes
Classic.
absolutely
Oh yeah, those microplastics are bad. Gotta have the good water and shit.
yeah
And this is stuff I talked about to people in private. This isn't,
yes
so, not public info.
yes yeah. But he definitely knew your, shall we say, stance. He knew your
My
stance.
talking point.
Yeah,
My
and
talking
he reiterated it verbatim. It's
Literally.
yeah. And so there you go with that. It was
And let's put it this way: he looked like he jumped out of a radioactive tank. So I know he wasn't drinking any good water.
yeah. Thank you.
It's
No,
not like he was in a suit and was like, "Oh yes, artisanal water."
Yeah.
Like he's a sommelier.
They-
No, this guy was like, he looked like he jumped out of Like he looked like one of those creatures from the Cantina in Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. He basically looked like someone who's surviving off a liquid diet of alcohol, not water.
Yeah.
He was he looked
Well,
like
what about the open lesions and shit on his face? I mean, you
Thank
saw
you.
that, right?
Thank you. Well, I to tell you the truth, I was trying my best not to look at the son of a bitch, but yeah, I hear you.
Looks like you were dodging a bullet. You like pancaked.
Yeah. He definitely. But he definitely was not attractive. Let's put it this way. This guy, he looked, first off, he's in a pedo van, the kind of van that literally is unmarked.
With a lock.
Yeah,
with a lock on the back.
Thank
you remember the lock?
Yes, how could I forget?
On the outside.
Yeah, a
like
lock on the outside. A padlock on the outside to lock the kids in the van. That's the only way to describe it. And so he looked like the kind of motherfucker who lives under a bridge when he parks his fucking van and or under a tunnel, and that's where he takes the kids into so he can dispose of them after you abusing them. That's basically what this guy was. And but then stops to talk to us about the glass bottle artisanal water that you don't want that plastic, man. None of that little microplastics bleeding in due to the heat from the sunlight getting into your water. You don't want that.
And then he's like, where did you get it? At a store?
Yeah, no shit.
I was like, I was at the store earlier and they had it. I was like,
yeah.
Just being as vague as possible.
Yeah, but he was definitely following us through the Presidio military base. He was behind us in the Presidio military base, and then as soon as we left the base, he swings out and then speaks to us. It was...
No, we were coming across the...
Golden Gate Bridge, but it goes through the Presidio.
The bridge. We were coming across the bridge, but he pulled out of the Presidio exit.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Got it. That's true. So
they were probably tracking us, saying they're going to go to the Presidio again. Yeah. And then they had to send him out because we didn't take that exit.
That's right. Something. That was it. Yeah. That was it. To confirm that who you were, so they could ascertain verify the tracking. And that ascertained also the direction you and I were going in. So it's quite sinister. But we were subject to that throughout the day. And so all such being said, thank you, dear
Still
Brent.
not as bad as getting shot at. I mean, that was bullshit.
No, that was the worst. Yeah, that was the worst. Yeah, it was, just another stressor in a stressful day. Were we headed towards the liquor store at that time? Is that where we were headed at the time?
Because we had to get. We actually went to Best Buy.
Yeah, the Best Buy.
I said, I was trying to show you real beer. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
No, that was it.
Which apparently it was good because you finished it in like 2 days or something.
Oh yeah. Though I do want people to understand, we had to go to Best Buy because otherwise the hard drive could never be connected to my computer. The hard drive has a very specific fucking male and female plug, and it's only like an inch long. It's smaller than my fucking dick. I don't want to sound like Brian. What's his name? The idiot with the clone son?
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. I don't want to say. He's got two names like a pedophile. Two first names like a fucking pedophile. And one of them even suggests the phallic, Johnson.
It's a perfect name for a cyborg fucking CEO.
Yeah, there you go. Johnson also means penis. That's what people used to. That was a famous commercial campaign of Johnson Tools. Was it helps to have a big Johnson. But at any rate, we had this fucking plug from my hard drive to the main computer, this old Hewlett Packard, that the extension of the cord is from the hard drive, and the only one that fits into the hard drive with this specific male and female plug is just tiny. It's minuscule, and so we had to go find
a miracle
cord.
that they had it.
It was. You looked it up. You had to look it up first because we didn't think they were gonna have it. So Brendan,
it was like some antiquated item that somehow they still have.
That's right. No, it's amazing. It's miraculous, really.
If we weren't in Silicon Valley or adjacent, they wouldn't. No store outside of it.
Thank you.
For all the tech bros and shit. Have like old ass equipment.
It's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
And shit.
Yes, that's absolutely true. No, not only that, but you know what? Specifically for pedophiles who keep their porn on hard drives, that they then have to exchange with each other so that they don't get caught on the internet.
You really had to Dietrichize it.
Yeah, but it's true. But it's true. That's what it comes down to.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And so, and again,
I mean, I'm not disbelieving you, but it's shocking how bad it is out there in San Fran, honestly.
Well, it's so brazen. It's just so open, so gormless. It's like they aren't hiding it. They aren't hiding it, but it's the child porn's on the old shit because they've been handing it back and forth to each other for generations by now, like years and decades in some cases. And so you have these old hard drives. That's the only reason, really, that cord was available at Best Buy. Seriously. And so we went down there to get it.
And if you remember, most of them were sold out. That was like the last one.
It was.
I've never seen anything like that.
Thank you. A obscure, anachronistic.
And it's almost like the guy. Remember, there was like one worker, and he was asking us if we needed help.
Yes.
And no one else asked us. It was only when we went back in that specific spot.
Yes. Only when we were there. Only the moment we were there. He comes right up to us.
They ignored us.
Oh, yeah, we didn't exist till we went there. We did not exist. We went in through the door. Nobody gave us a second glance till we got there. Right there at that
court. Yeah, that's weird. In hindsight, that's pretty strange.
Yeah, that guy came rushing in immediately. Oh, they're going for that? I wanted that.
Maybe he was waiting for like a dead drop or something.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the employees that trades it or something.
Yeah. It's got to be. Yeah, because
are you my guy?
Yeah. He was reluctant. It was almost like he was reluctant that we were purchasing it. Almost as if he were.
Stood there. He stood there and waited till we picked it up and left.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
It was weird.
Right.
It was really strange.
Yeah. Like blah.
Was that even an employee? Who the fuck was that?
No, he was an employee, so far as I could ascertain. But like you said, they do dealings there in that environment, of course. And that's a preeminent environment for that sort of thing to happen. And where else would it happen? I mean, it's really the one area that makes sense.
I don't want to think about it.
It's like
no idea.
It's just like when I told you about your uncle. I said I know exactly where he went in Taiwan, aside from Phuket Island. Phuket.
Thailand.
Yeah, well, it's an island. Phuket Island. It's an island off the Phuket. Yeah, but
you said Taiwan, Thailand.
No, I said Thailand, but I slur my words, so it probably came out sounding like Taiwan. Yeah, believe me, I wouldn't make that mistake.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Yeah.
Okay. Like slandering your own people.
Of course not. No, I wouldn't do that. But at any rate, so we know you're. I know that.
I know it was sus because he turned off his phone, which no one does that.
Yeah,
and the whole time the bizarre part is the whole time we were in Hawaii, he kept saying, "I have to work." He was like saying, "I have to work." He was obsessed with getting on the computer to work.
Yeah.
But the second he was in Thailand, he turned everything off: phone,
Absolutely.
Wi-Fi,
absolutely,
no photos. Yeah, it was sus.
Yeah, and like I said, I know
him and his work friends. It's like this old Asian guy and this old white guy all went at the same time. It was sketch, man.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And like I said, I know where they all went. They would wherever they were in Thailand, they went to a Dairy Queen because that's where they would hang out. Because that's got
honestly, in hindsight, that makes sense. It's like why he hated me so much because I knew the jig was up.
Yes,
that's why he wanted me gone.
Yes.
I was going to expose him too quick.
Yeah, or he was concerned that you would. He was concerned that you would. Just like everybody at school is concerned that you will.
Oh, they're sweating. They're sweating now. Fuckers.
Oh, shit. Yes. Okay.
It's like if they weren't so obvious about it. I mean, come on, dude's planting like what? We'll have to say allegedly because there's no evidence right now.
No, there was evidence. There was the camera. There was the fucking camera. That's evidence. He came back for the fucking camera.
He rushed back to get rid of the evidence because someone called him or someone said, he's in there.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Don't let him find it. Don't let him find it.
Yeah. But there's also the evidence that they were all there hanging out in the room with their cell phones on.
With the lights on.
Yeah.
With the lights off.
Yeah,
the lights off while the girls were playing volleyball, and I said, "Hey, what are you guys doing in here?"
Yeah,
And the coach was in the corner on his phone, facing away from his, his team.
Yeah.
In the corner, like he was playing a video game, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then that's when he like got all sketch.
Yeah, because they got the camera looking up the girls' skirts in the fucking bleachers, so when the girls sit down on the fucking seats, they're looking straight up their ass.
And he ran back like at like 10 p.m. in the middle of the night. This guy comes back sweating. He was like sweating bullets, and he said, "Hey man, I left my Apple Watch. I left my Apple Watch." And I said, "Oh, well, I didn't see one, so I don't think it's in there. Someone might have taken it."
I know where it is. He said, "Don't worry, I know where it is."
Well, he didn't say that until I said, "Well, we could check the cameras, in case someone took it from you or something."
When you said check the security
and that's
cameras.
when he said, "Oh no, no, don't do that, don't do that." He said, and he said, "I know where it's at. It fell behind the bleachers." And I was like, "Oh, okay," and then instead of shutting his mouth like a good criminal, he said, "It's in the corner behind, that corner bleacher, exactly in this one spot."
Yeah, once they start talking, they can't stop. Once they start talking,
yeah, and I was thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, if you lost it, but you know the exact spot where it's at, that's, I'm, I've watched a lot of Scooby-Doo, but that's not normal.
Yeah, that speaks for itself. That's self-evident.
Like, you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes for that.
Thank you. It's self-evident at that point.
And when he was leaving, he said, "Oh man, thank you. You saved my ass." As he was leaving, he literally said that. He said, "Oh, thank you. You saved me."
Yeah.
And he, like, I don't think he was trying to, but he, like, the watch or whatever it was something on a, it looked like a watch, but it was this
clunky, big. It's
it was
like a strap-on computer. It was like a strap-on fucking computer.
I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't an Apple Watch. It was much, much bigger, and it had a green light. It was a glowing green light.
Yes.
And it wasn't no smartwatch. Yeah. I'll tell you that.
It's basically a video cam. It's a video camera. Yeah, he had strategically
where he can look at remotely.
Yes.
He can look at remotely.
Yeah, which is what they were all doing when you walked in the room, and they're all in the dark looking at their cell phones up girls' skirts.
Well, I don't think the kids were in on it, but who knows, honestly.
Oh, shit.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I bet they were. That's because the coaches are grooming them to be future predators. That's how it works. And
then they're all in cahoots, so no one rats. And shit.
Yes,
That's the oldest trick in the book.
Yes, they're compromised. They become compromised at that point. Yes,
so no one will rat because then it's all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which brings us back to the oldest trick. Yeah, the coach is a miniature king rat. He's a miniature king rat, as the Japanese would call him. So there we are. That's So okay. Well, like I said, feel free to stay on as long as you can stand it. Interject whenever you want.
This is horrible. I can't do it longer. It's like trauma dumping with none of the therapy. It's just like hitting. It's like flagellating. It's like self-flagellating, but with no spiritual,
redemption.
You know how there's like those monks that go around Spain and whip themselves?
Yeah, flagellate. Yeah, flagellate.
Yeah, it's like that. You don't get nothing. I get nothing from it except more pain. So, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
Oh, well, we love you dearly. Stay safe and be
then
well.
even when I stop talking, the shit you talk about is not easy to take either. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah, it's not like it gets any
getting
better.
Destroyed by these lunatics, and no money's left for anybody.
Yeah.
And also, evil and shit. Yeah.
I don't know how anyone can even have any equanimity in this financial bubble. Not that I'm going to go into finances tonight because we don't need to. I mean, we're up shit creek without a paddle when it comes to the market, but oh my fucking God. If I touch upon it organically, I touch upon it as I begin to free associate. But seriously, how can anyone even be investing the way they are right now? I mean, but like you said, the gold's fucking come back down to earth for all the reasons you articulated. And you can give people a little rundown.
I mean, it might still be inflated, but you can't sell it. So
yeah,
you can only buy.
Yeah. And
if you had it already, then you can, you can make a little money. But as far as I know, offloading is not possible.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, again,
Well, let's see. Oh no, it's still pretty high, but it's going down. It's going down.
well, definitely. Okay, interject whenever you feel like it. Even if you're just listening, don't be afraid to come back on for the sake of.
Before
yeah.
you do that, just check this out.
Sure.
And then hopefully it won't get you too off track.
Mhm.
But apparently Romania has opened the world's largest Orthodox church. They're doing a christening of it, or what would it be called when you break the bottle on it?
Well, that's christening.
Swearing it in.
Yeah,
Christening the church.
yeah.
So
That's
here you go.
incredible. That's thank you for that link.
It looks nice. I mean, it looks nice.
Cool. Oh wow! Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. And it took 15 years. The largest Orthodox Christian church in the world. Incredible. And interior capacity for up to 5,000 worshippers. I take it this is in the capital of Bucharest. And, this is something that Peter Moon would never go near. He would never touch this
Oh
place.
no! Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
He burst into flames.
Yeah. Yeah, that piece of shit. Honestly, of course, he would never even be aware of it. It's something that would completely slide past his attention because he's such a piece of shit and so anti-Christian. Yet a true Herodian, advocating and certainly asserting that Herod was historical, but Jesus was hysterical. To him, just a joke. And but Herod, no, that was his man, and a true Herodian. But there we have that. And
it's now officially the National Cathedral of Romania, so the government paid for it.
yes. Well, there you go.
But yeah, Bucharest. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, definitely reinforcing national identity. That's important, and thank you for that. I appreciate that profoundly. So, such being said, again, my dear Brendan, feel free to come on, even if you're just listening. If you hear something that provokes you, just interject. And but definitely, you can verify. Holly does indeed have, at the very least, a incredible delay in her technology, where you notice that she would step over you every time you tried to talk, and it's not in innate rudeness. She literally cannot hear us until 30 seconds after anything we've said. And
there's some kind of delay going on.
Yeah,
The
and
technology for sure.
Yeah, but it's definitely unnatural. It's not natural. Something is they're definitely interfering with her communications more openly than they do.
A lot of those Central Coast towns are kind of like England. Their internet's not very good.
Okay.
They're more like touristy and shit.
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's like people trying to escape.
Only Santa Cruz has like good internet because there's a college. The rest of them are just.
Thank you.
Like if you go out even a little bit, like Half Moon Bay or what's that other one, Carmel, it's like you don't get service. Those rich people don't want the 5G frying their.
No, they don't.
Shit.
That's true. That's true.
Can fry all the plebes, but not them.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's basically almost Luddite. It is really. You go back in time when you go to these places. It's like H.P. Lovecraft with the fucking fish people and shit. Yeah, they're all like. They're just all downbreeding till they dive into the sea. Yeah, and it's well. Remember what Holly said about the people with the gills twice.
Oh my God.
She's encountered that.
Wasn't that something private you weren't supposed to reveal?
Yeah, but still, I mean, you think I care? I mean, give me a break. You saw earlier I brought up, remember the Forbes lady? So she's finally copping to it. Who am I knew? She said that. She said it on record. That's on the what is now kind of like rendered. Yeah, we didn't put it private.
I told you that's what happened. She didn't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but she definitely went into hiding for a little bit of time there. The earthquake thing, woke her up, freaked her out, but like I said, the strange thing about George Knight was, we're experiencing an earthquake right now, and it's like, oh, that's nice. It's just, it's like, and then,
I mean, to be fair, their tectonics are not shifting. So.
Yeah, they don't have earthquakes, so he may not. But for movies, they've got to understand for movies, right? Usually people see movies, they'll see it and say, man, first they'd be, But the interesting,
Yeah, but we grew up with it.
True.
We grew up with
true, true.
like where we would have to go under the desk and shit.
Yeah.
They don't have that.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have any of that.
England's too safe when
Yeah.
it comes to, the worst thing that happens is snow. And
Yeah,
that's not that big of a deal. Really.
Yeah, thank you. Good point. Point well taken.
Like, there's no hurricanes. There's no firestorms. Like nothing catches on fire there.
Yeah.
It was a big story when I think in Scotland when they had a wildfire. I mean, that was like once in every 50 years kind of thing.
Well, it was in Scotland. In Scotland, they'll have weird shit because the mining. Then they'll have weird shit like a whole mountain. They build these mountains out of the crap they dig out of the ground. So the waste product is just turned into an artificial mountain. And there was one time one of those mountains collapsed and just wiped out a school full of kids. It was matter of fact, I spoke of that. It was on my birthday, the day I was born, October 20th, 1966, something of that nature, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the day I was born, hundreds of children died in Scotland.
Well, that explains what happened, why you're here. Like that was your version of Nuremberg and shit.
Yeah, yes, yeah, of the Nuremberg hangings.
This
to bring
evil
in
vampire soul, cursed soul and shit. We need hundreds of children.
Yeah. I could imagine someone triggering that collapse because, for one thing, the mountain was inherently unstable because it was artificial and just a mass of piled up waste material. So you can imagine somebody actually dynamiting and triggering that slide on the day that I was born. That makes perfect sense, really, when you think about it. So that's something Michael Aquino actually said. I never shared that with anyone.
I mean, he wasn't even in the force at that time. What, 66?
No, not him. He said he didn't say he did it. He was saying that when I was born, someone involved with the cult of the kings of Edom did it. That he said, like, I was brought into this world.
So you're saying you're a demon?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that. No.
I'm gonna make a blog now. Dietrich admits he's the Antichrist, but he's failing because he's broke.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So fuck if you want
the Antichrist failed.
Yes. So for God's sakes, we need fiscal support so that your fucking Antichrist can get something done.
Probably get you more money.
Oh yeah, yes. So we got to be
I went over to someone to visit somebody the other day.
Yeah.
And they're like, their house is getting swarmed by flies, and I was like, what kind of demons are you inviting in and shit? And they said, well, I watched The Exorcism of Mary Rose and all these scary movies like back to back, and I was like, oh, no wonder this is like Beelzeboobian and shit.
Yes,
and they said, I don't know why there's so many flies in my house. And it's like, because you just watched like back-to-back demonic movies.
Yes. Yes.
And you're like inviting that shit. What the
fuck? Oh, yes. Crazy. So yes, it's the Arbor fan disaster because people are asking me, what are you talking about? I never heard of this. It's the Arbor fan disaster, which occurred actually in Wales, not Scotland. So my apologies for that. It was a Welsh mining village, 1966. They're a day ahead of us. So it was October 21st over there. But I was born in Taiwan on October 20th of 1966. But I was born in October 20th here, this side of the ID line, which means in Taiwan, I was born on October 21st. So I was born the day that this happened, October 21st of 1966, and that's when all the coal waste from a spoil tip, it buried Pantglas Junior School and killed 116 children and 28 adults. So so you can easily imagine that this was triggered by a dynamite blow. As Aquino insisted it was, to bring me into this world. Because remember, my mother was literally close to 50 years old when I was born. So when the doctors were saying I would be an aborted baby in the sense of a natural abortion, that most women do not deliver healthy live children when they're that age. Of course, she was half vampire, like Paula, which we didn't get a chance to talk about.
There's actually a medical term for it. It's literally called a geriatric pregnancy.
Thank you.
So I think it's over the age of 40.
Yeah.
It's considered
That's
highly
correct.
dangerous and not
Yeah. That's correct.
recommended.
And so Aquino was saying, well, you would have been born dead, except that one of the members of the cult of Kings of Edom, one of his own mentors, whom he did not name, blew the artificial mountain, which was easy as hell to do because it's an unstable artificial pile of shit. And so imagine industrial scale.
Who built the school under it? It's like, what the fuck?
It was actually, maybe the school was built first and then the mining built the mountain up near the school. I'm not quite sure. We would have
That sounds about right.
Yeah, we'd have to do the research on that.
Because in the early days of the Industrial Revolution, they didn't care about health and safety. They just fucking piled it up.
Oh yeah, they didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit. And
like they were getting black lung, and all the houses were all black because of the soot and shit.
Oh yeah.
They didn't care.
Yeah. And in terms of the Arbor-Fan disaster, I do want people to understand this though. All of the children told their parents they were going to die. They all dreamt it. They all dreamt it months before it happened. In other words, during the 6 months of my gestation, or 9 months of my gestation, throughout 9 months beforehand, everybody who died in that disaster while I was gestating in my mother's womb reported they were going to die. They said, I'm going to die, and then they all died. So that's all on record.
Wait, hold on. Wait, roll it back. They died touching your mother?
No, I'm saying that while I was gestating in my mother's womb for 9 months, during that 9-month period over in Wales, all of the people who died in that tragedy dreamt they were going to die for 9 months before it happened. Throughout the time I was in my mother's womb, all of these people kept saying, I'm dreaming I'm going to die. I'm dreaming I'm going to die. And nobody...
That didn't do much for them. Yeah.
Nobody was cross-referencing. You see what I'm saying? They were telling... the kids are telling their parents... But who's going to tell that, right? What parent's going to go to school and say,
especially back in those days, they just brush it off.
Yeah. And
you think,
Yeah. But
it's just a scary dream.
Yeah.
Go back to sleep, bitch.
Yeah. And the adults.
That's how they thought of it.
That's right. And the adults were having dreams that were similar. Those who died but overwhelmingly, many of the victims dreamt they were going to die beforehand. So all that while I was gestating in my mother's womb. So that was something that Aquino brought up, which again, this can be looked up. People can look up the dreams before the Arbor-Fan disaster of the victims, because it was only after the disaster many of their relations brought up, they dreamt they were going to die. So this is all on record. So there we have that. But here's one survivor. We could do
Milei got his votes back because Trump gave all that money. Fuck.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Says Argentina's voters back Milei in midterms. It's because
outrageous. Simply outrageous. I mean, this is so Trump has bribed an election. So what was it you just sent me this link here on Facebook? Man dressed as Nazi smashes woman's face with beer glass before being kicked out of bar.
The
woman tried to pull his armband off. The woman tried to pull his armband.
She assaulted him. She assaulted
him. Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a racy Halloween pub party.
That's right.
So they said, bring your most controversial shit, and then so he does.
Yeah.
And then this Karen goes off and
fuck her.
Tries to assault him.
Fuck her.
It's like, isn't that the point of this shit?
Yeah. So look at the comments. Even the comments. Anise Adele, another female, presumably says she lunged at him, not him attacking her. It was self-defense. I bet she won't lunge at someone again. Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
And this other guy, Eli Yerian, who's obviously Jewish or someone presenting themselves as such, says by far the biggest stretch for a headline I've seen yet. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, no one's buying this bullshit
Yeah,
anymore.
thank you. No
Like-
one's buying this
Like
bullshit.
you can't have this double standard freedom of speech, but then
Yeah.
you want to censor shit. It's
Yeah,
just, you
thank
either have it or you don't. There's no in between.
Yeah,
What's this
thank
in
you.
between shit?
Yeah, so Melissa turns into major hurricane for landfall in Jamaica. So, yeah, what do you make of this? What's your own
Well,
opinion?
Jamaica's gonna get decimated.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Caribbean, you mean. The Caribbean, yeah. It's
Well, Jamaica's gonna get the brunt of it.
okay. Okay. That's well, all I can say is that I don't know too much about Jamaica. That's all I can say about that. I know it's where the blacks were taken by the British when they traded basically the blacks who escaped slavery to fight for Great Britain. The reason they did so was because they knew their families were then taken by the British to Jamaica and given freedom from American oppression, because the Brits would protect Jamaica from American attack. So it's got that
Yeah,
history.
and then the Rastas ended up
Yeah.
there for some reason.
Jamaica. That's right. Yeah, that's where the Rastafarians come from, right? They're all mostly in Jamaica,
Well,
right?
Rastafarianism is an Ethiopian concept from Haile Selassie, but they, for some reason, the bastion of their culture is there in Jamaica.
Well, no, this is my understanding of it. Just so people understand my understanding of it, and remember, involuntarily, I know a lot more about Black history than I would ever want, for reasons I've articulated before. The context behind that, I've said again. I can bring it up again in the future. But basically, my understanding is that Emperor Haile Selassie had nothing to do with it, and the guy is Ethiopian Orthodox. But what happened was all the escaped slaves in the Caribbean, particularly those centered in Jamaica, came to see Ethiopia as the only free African nation on the map in an otherwise colonized Africa. And they began to see Haile Selassie as the deliverer of all blacks, because he was the emperor of the one free black nation that defeated the European powers, specifically Italy, in a war where Italy tried to invade before World War II. We're talking about World War I era. And when the Italians invaded, the Ethiopians fought them off under the father of Haile Selassie in this monumental victory against white Europe, which was cemented their independence. No one tried to colonize them after that until Mussolini. But when it came to that, for this reason, Haile Selassie's dynasty was viewed as divine, because they make that claim. They claim that they are descendants of who was that woman who was considered one of the most beautiful women in the world and met up with Solomon? Sheba or something like that? I think it was Sheba.
Queen of Sheba.
Queen of Sheba, I believe. And but at any rate, so they worship that dynasty, and so the Rastafarians consider, in particular, Haile Selassie to be a god, and would have transferred that belief onto his heir, but the throne was abdicated, and so they maintain him until the throne is reinstated. They maintain him as divine, but he actually stopped over just on a flight that happened to stop in Jamaica. And he was literally afraid to get out of the plane because all the Rastas on the island had come around the plane and surrounded it. And just the noise outside was thunderous. They were all like worshiping and chanting and bowing on the ground. And they said, Mr. The Emperor, oh, Your Highness, you've got to go out and meet your worshippers. And my impression is he was something along the lines of, "Are you fucking crazy? Those are a bunch of lunatics out there." And it's like he was truly intimidated by their passion, and so he finally was coaxed to come outside and come out of the plane and stand at on top
Here's
of
the photo.
Yeah. Thank you. And they were all bowing and everything. And yes, there we are. Haile Selassie in Jamaica, 1966. Everything fucking happened.
You gotta open.
Yeah.
1966. Yeah, but you gotta open the
Yeah.
thing
I'm
and
looking.
scroll down.
Yeah. Okay. I'll open it and scroll down. Give me a second here. Let me do that. But let me heart.
So it shows the plane where they open the door and he's waving.
Yes.
It's like half it. That looks scary. I mean, that looks scary.
Yeah. It's like and he's just too close to them. That's terrifying. And of course, notice they have to keep him back at bayonet point. They've got fixed bayonets. Yeah, so they've got fixed bayonets to keep him all at bay from swamping his ass. But there you go. He was right to be intimidated. That's really frightening. But anyhow, it happened again in that seminal year of 1966, which everything happened in 1966. 1966 is incredible. That's but thank you for this. This is incredible. Yeah, Rastafari milestone. And so it's a fascinating religion, and but definitely a lot of pot. Yeah, that's but they seem to handle it much better, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the pot was a big thing until like
later,
the 80s, till like the 80s.
Okay.
Like they would just use it as an herb,
right?
Then people made it into this big thing, and now everyone wants to be cool. Or originally they wanted to be cool, like that and shit.
Yeah, that
they're posers.
Yeah, well, you know what Charles Manson was? Charles Manson was basically just a white fucking Rasta. He was trying to pull that with his Manson family, where he was like Emperor Haile Selassie, come to deliver the white people, and he got them all on the consecration of drugs and shit, the narcotic consecration trip, and he was in his music's just basically trying to be white Rasta, but it just to me comes off as fucking noise. I'm sorry. When people who defend Charles Manson, like Peter Moon did, saying, "Oh, they stole his music," trying to portray it's like, who would want to steal that?
Crazy.
But people would say it. People would say that they stole his music. Like he's a victim. It's like, really? They can have it. It's like anyhow. There you go with that. So so I'll get into monologue at least for a little bit tonight. Let's see if we can get the numbers back up again. But it's Sunday night. Probably when I go into monologue, more people will return. We had high numbers there for a bit, going down a bit, but we'll get them back. Let's I'll go for a bit and see if that happens. And but definitely they killed us when they did what they did and they cut us off, which I knew they would do tonight. And it's just fucking sad, but that's what we're facing with. But this is what was so suspect to me, and it was very strange. Was the night that George Knight was on and stayed on with me for 7 hours. We were in no danger of being cut off. None whatsoever. But after that, we were cut off every episode for 3 episodes in a row. So that I could never talk about what I wanted to talk about when George Knight came on and hijacked the show. And that prevented me from talking about Charlie Kirk, Irina Zarutska, the Israeli bombing of the capital of Qatar. Everything that I was trying to talk about while it was topical, I couldn't talk about because of George Knight. And my ratings have never recovered. The highest rated show is the George Knight show, not because anyone wanted to hear him or his British accent, because the numbers were actually quite low initially. Everybody came back when I complained about his doing what he did. My numbers have never recovered from that night. For one thing, we were cut off 3 nights in a row after. I'm only on two nights a week. So when he takes an episode and literally steals it like that, it steals months from my life. And it's my place of work. This is my workplace. He wouldn't appreciate it if I went to his workplace and just jacked his workplace and took over and did something that interfered with his paycheck. But he did that with mine. And that's what really disappointed me. But it definitely, we have never recovered. since that night, and I certainly need people to make up for that with contributions. And yeah, so let's see what else is sent to us by our dear Brendan Zoget here. And what was that you just sent? The link was, here we are. Let me click that. Oh, there we are. Well, that better start me on my moaner log. Former White House chief strategist says Trump will be president in 2028. Yeah, there you go. That's Steve Bannon, piece of shit. And so there we go. To be fair, you're always begging for people to talk when you're burnt as fuck. Well, George Knight never showed up there.
Oh shit! I was supposed to put "Don't read out loud."
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. To be fair, you're always begging for people to talk when you're burnt as fuck. Yeah, but yeah, he never showed up then. I mean, yeah, explain that. I mean, he was gone for months. He was gone for...
He's 8 hours ahead. He's 8 hours ahead. That's
yeah,
the factor.
yeah. So yeah, but then he made it a point to start coming earlier when he realized I was ending the shows earlier. Once he realized I was ending the shows earlier, he started making a point to get up earlier and appear on the show. But when he came on that night and then did what he did, it was the episode directly after my highest rated episode in a while, which was when I was talking about Charlie Kirk. And then the next night I was going to continue talking about Charlie Kirk and Irina Zarutska, the Israeli bombing of the capital of Qatar. Couldn't get to any of it because George comes on, jacks the show. And that becomes the highest rated episode simply because everybody went back to listen to it after I complained about it. Until then, it was like very low ratings on that show. It was only, now it's the highest rated show simply because everyone keeps returning to it. Almost certainly the majority of them cultists from the Kings of Edom. Then, but after that, because they cut me off 3 episodes in a row, I was unable to talk about any of this. So George effectively stole months out of my life, not just income of contributions, but also just my ability to speak about anything. I'm still trying to cover topics I could not cover because of George's ambush that night. That is, it's like he has no idea the damage that he's done. And just the, then after that, when I ask him for help, it's like, oh, sorry, Doug, I was saving up £1,000. Yeah. But hey, life happens, really. Thank you. Yeah. Sentiment that counts. Pixie Princess Star Fox. Love you dearly, honey. So let me give her like a flaming heart. Goddess bless her and kisses. There we go. Flaming heart and kisses. Okay, so that being said, let me get started on the monologue. Let's start with England since we're talking about George and A Tale of Twa Kings. This week, the Duke of York completed his long-awaited downfall. Prince Andrew has come under intense scrutiny in the wake of giving up his royal titles and the publication of Virginia Giuffre's memoir. In a series of humiliations, he was eventually left with little else except his birthright of prince. Most of the content was misrepresented as fodder for the gossip magazines, with old party pictures dug up and plastered across the header, with Randy Andy being graced thereby with repetitive opportunity to deny all wrongdoing. But why are we spending so much more time talking about him than the woman who have suffered at the hands of abusers? This incident, and the far more relevant issue that should be forcing us to confront, has effectively overshadowed the king's historic visit to Roma, to the city of Rome, where in his infallibility over the Vatican city-state, the absolute monarch, Pope Leo XIV, and the constitutional monarch, King Charles III, worship together in the Sistine Chapel. It is the most consequential Euro-Atlantic religious event since Henry VIII split with the Roman Catholic Church. The themes of the event were Christian unity and environmentalism. So let's get into the significance of the king's visit.
They made Camilla wear black because only a Catholic queen can wear white. And everyone was like, why does she look like she's at a funeral? It's because they are forced to by Vatican rule.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. That is so important. I appreciate that profoundly.
It wasn't just a Halloween costume, and she put like some veil that had a bat on it. It was like absurd, but
Yeah, it was bizarre. It was like maybe that was her defiance, like her way of just saying "fuck you," to.
I think she's just an old crone, basically.
There you
in my
go.
opinion.
Thank you. That too. I mean, she
Like,
is.
Diana wouldn't be like that. I know that.
Yeah. Say that again, because you got cut. You got glitched there.
I said I know Diana would not dress like that.
Thank you. Excellent.
They killed her or whatever happened.
Yeah. Well, they definitely killed her. The royal family killed her because she was fucking a goddamn Egyptian, and their child would have been a Muslim. And that's all the crown fucking needed was a Muslim prince. Yeah. Half breed at that. Yeah. Half dark and shit. Now, in any other week or month or year, King Charles's visit to Roma would have been a truly seismic occasion, laden with symbolism and religious importance. Some may have recalled the unexpected significance of that great Father Ted televisual series from 1995 through 1998. The line therein, "That would be an ecumenical matter," when the news was announced that the king would be praying with Pope Leo XIV. The moment where the Pope and the monarch came together in the Sistine Chapel in worship and thereby celebrate the papal jubilee was an unprecedented one. Not since Henry VIII precipitated the schism between the Church of England and the Roman Catholic Church has there been such a meeting of pontiff and ruler. Granted, it has been a considerable while since there was any actual tension between the two major faiths, and Elizabeth II met most of the various popes during her reign, but it would have been considered a step too far for her to have knelt and worshipped with one of them. In this, as in many other regards, Charles's reign represents a break from tradition. He is the most religiously minded ruler there has been in a considerable period, and it is certain that this initiative would have come directly from himself rather than any courtier or politician, let alone the newly installed Archbishop of Canterbury. The event itself was supposed to take place in April, but the illness and subsequent demise of Pope Francis meant that his successor, the first American pope in history, had the honor of being the prelate who, symbolically at least, brought the king back into Roma. Charles's interest in all faiths, not just Christianity, is sincere and genuine. He is, after all, someone who was quick to visit the synagogue in Manchester that recently suffered a Judeophobic attack.
The first North American.
Thank you. North American Pope. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. Yes. Bless you. And the
other Pontifex Maximus was the from Argentina or something.
That's right. American hemispherical, South American, Latin American. Yeah, or Pan-American would be the correct term politically. By the way, about that Judeophobic attack in the synagogue in Manchester, perhaps you can tell people, I don't understand how this was like a second Holocaust, the way they made it sound. It's like, granted, it's a hate attack, but what was it? I think only one Jew died and the other one was a cop that was stabbed. Wasn't that the case? It was some shit like that.
No, I think the cops showed up and shot someone.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was the perp or something.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, got it. So, yeah. I'm sorry. That's horrible. Oh, shit. Anyhow, so King Charles visited thereafter, and he serves as a patron for the Oxford Center for Islamic Studies, which he visited in July this year. Probably so he can find out just how one of those boys started fucking Diane. Charles, King Charles. He's the patron for the Oxford Center for Islamic Studies, which he visited in July this year.
Why?
Because he's trying to make up for killing Diana and her Muslim baby. To show he's not Islamophobic after all. Remember, because everyone knew the family had her killed because she's carrying this half-Muslim brat, right? So then, he's got to make it like...
Well, I'm sure, but there's other reasons. Let's just leave it.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Plenty
But,
of reasons. Yeah, but go on.
But you know,
Yeah.
in that context, it's like, you remember when Trump was with Keir Starmer,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and he was like,
Yeah.
I hate that mayor in London. He's a shit. You know, he was just talking shit, and Starmer has like no spine. He's totally spineless. And he's like, he's a good friend of mine, and Trump was just like, still don't like him. You know, just to his face. He said he's a terrible guy, terrible mayor. You know, because Sadiq Khan is like, he's like a total DEI mayor, basically, is what they think.
Yes. Yes.
But they're all like, but the reality is, those are the real, you know, not like that idiot you had on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a real Mason
Yes.
Muslim.
Yes.
Is
There you
the
go.
Lord
A
Mayor of
true
London.
Masonic
Not the Lord
Muslim.
Mayor,
Yeah, that's
the
it.
political mayor of London.
Yeah. And that yeah, which means he's a Muslim
And that's
Satanist.
the only reason they get in. That's
Yeah,
the only reason
that's
they
right.
get in.
Yeah, it's basically because he's a Muslim Satanist. Yes. He
Well, there you go.
He ain't conducted no fucking knife attacks. Yeah.
No, No, the mayor of London has a cush.
Yeah. Oh yeah. To say
They
the
live
least.
they live in
He's
this
living fat.
penthouse in the middle of the city.
Yeah. 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 It's believe me.
And the only person that hated it was Boris, because he was, I mean, they're
There
all
you go.
rich, but he had like an estate up in the north somewhere
Yeah.
where he grew up.
Yeah.
So
That's
he
right.
was like, I don't want to be in the city.
Yeah. Yeah. That's of course not, because he's a hick.
So much privilege. So
Yeah.
much privilege.
Yeah. Anyhow, based on the context of what I've already described about King Charles, the opportunity to build bridges between Catholicism and Anglicanism. Well, how do I pronounce that again? Anglicanism. Between Catholicism and Anglicanism was one that he would never have passed up. But I'm sorry I turned to Brendan here. Come on, this is Helsing come to life. This is like the cooperation between the Vatican City-State and Helsing, the intelligence network of the Church of England. Yes, go on.
Exactly. That reveals it more than anything else, is what we've been saying
Thank you.
is becoming reality. And people thought we were crazy for years, but
Mm-hmm.
here we are. They
Thank
even
you.
released the Helsing.ai. I mean, you can't even,
Thank you.
like there's no other way to interpret that.
Thank you. For those of you who are unfamiliar, maybe you can explain a bit about Helsing, and I'll provide context where necessary.
Which one?
Yeah,
the anime or the
well, just
or the Helsing.ai?
In a sense, both. Yeah, a little bit about the Helsing.ai and the drones, that because the war in Ukraine, they're fighting against satanic, what was before godless communism in Russia is now literally satanic Putinism. And so the Church of England is
Well, it's
united.
partially your fault, but
Yeah.
we don't need to go.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, touche. Yeah.
I'm on an assignment for a keynote. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck you. Look what you did.
I should be losing sleep at night or in the daytime, but I should be losing sleep in the daytime, but I'm not. Look, it's kind of like I'm sorry, you all brought this upon yourselves.
I mean, your retribution is the money curse or whatever the hell they have on your house.
it is. Yes, look at that. That guy's like George Knight showing up, jacking the show, and then when I say, "Hey, you can make up for it by, helping me out, financially, life and death." And it's like, oh, sorry, Doug. It's like, come on, dude. Really?
By the way, I was saving up to pay you back, but I said fuck that Dietrich guy. And this is me talking. I'm not saying on anyone's behalf. I'm saying this to Doug right now. I was like, yeah, I'll save him a couple bucks. I'll help him out. And then he screwed me over like another 10 times. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. But in my defense, I've helped you the equivalent of thousands of dollars,
yes,
just by having to deal with you.
Yes, it's true.
So it's like,
It's true.
I can't win. I can't fucking win. It sucks. It's like putting work into something that just is no return. I never got a return. Except
you
hell,
gotta return. Yeah,
except getting
pain.
cursed.
Yeah,
Cursed
yeah.
half to death.
Pain, literal pain.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Morgul blade through your fucking
Yeah.
thyroid and toe and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't like describe where it's at. But yeah. Yeah, the toe was bad. The toe was bad.
There you go. Mm. Now, but for those of you who don't know, in the Helsing franchise, it focuses on a character inspired by myself so self-evidently that anyone who meets me personally would realize that, and they would say, Jesus Christ, if they were to see myself personally and then see the manga and the anime, they would know that because I was helping the Japanese with trying to bring them what I stole from the United States government, and doing so through the front company, just a front dummy corporation known as Terraporto or Teleport USA. Terraporto USA. Many of the people that I was speaking to in the years that I was dealing with them wound up producing, well, a detraconic revolution in manga and anime in Japan that impacts Japan profusely, just pervasively. Their entire culture was changed by my interaction with Terraporto USA. Really was. And even though the Roswell Museum was never constructed in Japan, as was the intent, as their own form of Holocaust Memorial Museum, they most certainly put my life story into anime. And such being said, if anything else comes to mind, here we are. Pixie Princess Star Fox says, "Oh, T, love you." Total, Windless Love 444. She gives me the 444 number. Love you, buddy. So let me give her the nice pussycat with the hearts for eyes. There we are. Okay, and such.
Glad she's still alive.
Yes, thank you. Yes, we all are. We all are. Yes. So in terms of at any rate, there will be much commentary. Already has been on the choice of traditional black attire for the Queen, including a veil, and the faintly incongruous presence of Home Secretary Yvette Cooper, who has made relatively few public remarks about faith, but nonetheless read St. Paul's Epistolae, or Epistle, to the Romans. However, from any perspective, the event has gone exactly as both the Pope and King would have liked it to, and it will come to be regarded as a truly historic moment for all parties involved. Unfortunately, it presently runs the risk of being overshadowed by the other royal news story of the moment, and that is the continued disgrace of Prince Andrew. Amidst revelations that the government are taking an increasing interest in
before you take it to the gutter,
thank you.
They were presented holy reliquaries of the British monarchy. Excellent. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I missed that
them.
Yeah,
they gave them I guess they were like actual relics or some kind of period piece of Edward the Confessor and all that.
Excellent.
So these are like actual lineage jewelry pieces.
Yeah. Artilica. They're literally Artilica, meaning they have occult power. They're reservoirs of occult power. Yes.
Yeah. So to bolster their power in these times.
Yes. Which they need. They needed that power boost. That's so good.
Damn, they cut us off just for saying that? They cut me off for saying that.
Yeah, they cut you off. Yes. Are you back?
You can hear me?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
Thank God. By the way, okay, kisses at my fetish history. So she's back. We missed you. Hey, you were around for a long time, and
okay, here, check this out.
Yeah. Go on. Yes.
Oh wait, this is the other Pope.
Yeah.
Hold on, 1 second.
Sure.
Carry on with what you were saying, and
Sure.
then I'll tell you after.
Sure. Yeah. So as I was saying, we're gonna take it down to the gutter now. basically, amidst revelations that the government are taking an increasing interest in the question of whether the banned old Duke of York should be allowed to remain a tenant of Royal Lodge, and as the firm braces itself for further embarrassing revelations over the coming days about his links with Jeffrey Epstein, the reality is that the international media, they're far more interested in the king's younger brother than they are in the monarch's activities, however important and worthy they might be. This may seem short-sighted and ignorant, and it most certainly is. The reunion of Pope and monarch is vastly more significant from a historical perspective than any crime that Andrew has personally committed, which is ultimately a scandal that will be forgotten in a few decades. So let's peer into this.
So
Yeah.
so here's the important part,
Yeah.
which they don't tell you unless you got to look for it.
Yeah.
They exchanged titles for the first time in 500 years.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Continue. Yeah.
the Pope gave Charles the title of Royal Confrater, liking him to the Basilica of St. Peter's walls, linking him to the walls of St. Peter's Basilica.
Excellent.
And that he's part of the confraternity of the historic church, which holds the tomb of St. Peter and is associated with the English before the Reformation. But in mirroring that gesture, the king made Pope Leo the papal confrater of St. George's Chapel in Windsor, which is part of London, as a sign of spiritual fellowship, and also conferred upon him Knight Grand Cross of the Order of Bath, the highest British military order available.
Yeah.
So this is a military, religious revival
Crusade. It's a call for a crusade.
Of the Crusaders. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Most excellent.
And they won't describe the other gifts, but it was like reliquary and stuff that they don't want out for some reason.
Yeah, that's, well, thank you so much for that. By the way, Pixie Princess Starfox says, you all are so beautiful. Thank you both. You're just being yourselves. Hearts, pulsating hearts, 3 of them. Kind of tacky, but yes, all my family, whether you like it or not. Yeah, plenty of kisses, top hat, purple hearts, alien heads, and togetherness. Yes, thank you, Eddie. And so glad to have my fetish story back with us as well. Kisses to both of you ladies, individually, and to Vicky, who was here earlier as well. Everything that was explained by Brendan Zoga is profound. Thank God for that positive input. So let's peer into this can of worms while we still remember concerning the Randy Andy case. Are we finally ready to believe what happened?
Okay. Well, I found the details. I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, no! Please go ahead with it. Yeah.
Randy Andy.
Yeah.
So he was given a specially crafted chair,
yes,
which is the king, from the Pope, that was decorated with the coat of arms of the English monarchy with the Latin motto "Ut unum sint," that they may be one, and it will be kept at the basilica outside the walls for the king and his successors. So he was literally given a seat at the cathedral. So this is beyond historical.
Yes.
And this is like,
profound.
This is like a new unity of Christendom.
Thank God. And
going forward.
Thank God it's never been more necessary. And so this is...
Yeah, but anyway, so the point, before you go on, I saw when they were giving gifts, one of them was a plaque of Edward the Confessor, one of the Catholic founders of England.
Yes.
So they consider him a saint, and so they gave him one of the reliquaries. Excellent. Like it was some kind of necklace or something. So, but you can't find that info online.
Yeah, well, of course not. Thank you for finding it.
Like you said, it's some kind of weapon.
Yeah, artilica. The term is artilica for a relic.
To bolster.
Yes, to bolster the power of the British Empire at a time it needs it most. But think of it, England is finally on the side of Germany and Italy, true new triaxis against the Russo-American, Sino-Slavic, Zionist synaxis that is threatening the world. and they're standing fast for civilization, for you, for all of us. And thank the gods for that. And this was predicted through the manga and anime of the Hellsing franchise, which cannot be understood unless it's reviewed. At any rate, thank you so much there, Brendan. Appreciate that profoundly. Of course, while, as I said, the tragedy is that here you have this profundity, something that will be remembered historically as pivotal. But at the moment, we are forced to open that can of worms that is brought up by the king's younger brother's very existence. At this point, are we finally ready to believe what happened to Virginia Giuffre? With the world focusing on Prince Andrew losing his titles, victims like Giuffre are once again completely forgotten. Now, last weekend...
Didn't she die?
She killed herself.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
presumably.
Well, your point's well taken. Yeah, but last weekend we heard one name over and over. Prince Andrew. Some were sympathetic. A few offered support.
He's no longer Prince,
No, he's still Prince. He's still Prince.
What?
He had to give up all his other titles. He had to give up all his... They can't take Prince away. Prince is his birthright. In other words, it's genetic. It's in his DNA. They can't take that away. It's like...
You're sure about that?
Yeah, it would be like saying you no longer have the last name. They can't take the last name away. Get what I'm saying? They can't take that away.
Why don't they just kill him then? I mean, it's not like he's just taking up oxygen. I don't think...
They may yet do that.
He hasn't done anything.
Well,
he hasn't even done anything.
They may yet do that, but I doubt they consider him that much of a threat.
Like, in my view, Charles is like a saint,
Yeah.
compared to the other people.
Oh, comparably.
Like, he cares about, like, organic food. Like, I told you, when I went there, the only organic food you can get there is all made by the king. It's under the duchy. That's what it's called, the duchy, the Grand Duchy producers.
Thank you.
So it's all the king produces organic food for his people. I mean, to me, that's like holy.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Instead of Trump fucking dumping shit on people in McDonald's.
Thank you. And literally eating the shit himself as a role model. So gotta give him that. At least he eats the shit and dishes out. But go on.
Yeah, the family may be corrupt, but at least he does something. It's like, come on.
Well, beyond that, King Charles also makes claim to being a descendant of Vladislav the Impaler. So he does seem to have a fascination with Romania.
Well, it's genealogically confirmed.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that profoundly. And important. Also important that Vladislav is actually buried in Italia. And of course, had connections with Mussolini in that sense. We can go back to the fascism involved with Romania and the Italian connection. And believe me, the axis is essential. All such being said, this son of a bitch, no, they can't take Prince away. They took away his other titles, but not Prince. So again, you had people who throughout this period of time were actually sympathetic to the son of a bitch in England. You had people even offering support, and we had all too many expressing outright shock that the Royale had given up the use of his remaining titles, including the Duke of York, though he will still remain a prince. The name, of course, we never heard half as much. Virginia Giuffre. It is a classic and eye-watering example of the fact that when a man commits to wrongdoing, particularly sexual assault, the victim is completely erased. You can forget all the social media hashtag believe woman bullshit. In truth, they are wiped out, redacted, forgotten. Giuffre, before her tragic suicide in April, or just as likely her assassination, had been trying to speak out for years about the horrors she'd experienced at the hands of the late Omega kike, pedophile, and financier Jeffrey Epstein, who literally sold her to powerful men when she was just a teenager. We witnessed her long, difficult fight for justice against the establishment, which we should call the pedophilocracy, the pedopathophyllocracy, including the settling in 2022 of a sexual assault lawsuit against Prince Andrew himself, whom she testified had had sex with her when she was just 17 and on 2 other occasions, albeit he himself has always vehemently denied having done anything wrong, because you are legally fuckable at the age of 16 in England. But that's not the law here. We saw her fight for other women as well, for fellow survivors of sex trafficking, and we watched her get torn down every single time. We heard the man who spraketh about her with such contempt deny ever having met her before dismissing her testimony out of hand. We read the painful details shared by her family as they described how she'd faced financial ruin and received death threats on a daily basis for working with the authorities against Epstein and his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who employed her as a masseuse when she was but 16 years of age. Giuffre later testified in a lawsuit that she was first abused by Epstein and Maxwell together before being lent out to other powerful men, including Prince Andrew. Andrew, meanwhile, insisted that their first encounter in 2001 had absolutely, categorically never happened. While Donald Trump...
I have to say,
Go on.
one of them, I don't know who it was, but there was like one of the people that was on the plane.
Yeah.
And some famous person, it might have even been Trump, but they were like, did you see anyone being trafficked? And he said, no, every one of those children had an adult or a parent with them. So they couldn't have been trafficked.
Jesus fucking... Oftentimes, their parent was the trafficker. That's what happened with Giuffre. Her father was her pimp.
Yeah. Which is why that guy was an idiot for even saying anything, because it just sounded so sketch. It's like, yeah, obviously they were with an adult. That was the point.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
That's the sketchy point behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was it was like give me a second here, and I'll see if I can look up in my notes about what our man John Warrington had said about Prince Andrew's interview when he was talking about never meeting her. It was something so fucking funny. It was hysterical. Let me see. Nuclear. He said something about nuclear tsunami. He said it so just right. So let's take a look if I can find that. But basically, this might be it. The note I took from when our man. Here we are. This is when Prince Andrew was interviewed. What date was this? It was November 18th of 2019. It was it was I think it was November 18th of 2019 when he was interviewed televisually on the telly, basically denying the allegations. John Warrington said the interview was, quote, a plane crashing into an oil tanker, causing a tsunami, triggering an nuclear explosion level bad.
Yeah, he's brainless, poor guy.
Who, poor John? Or Andy?
I wouldn't say that about John. Andy.
Thank you. It's Andy. Yes, we love you, John. We love you. Yeah, despite what you do in front of a mini cam, which people can...
you were talking about John Warrington.
Yeah,
okay.
John Warrington. Well, we know Prince
okay.
Andy probably does shit in front of a mini cam too, but yeah, in the case, John...
Every time he talks, that guy looks like he has one brain cell. The guy. It's like all the inbreeding. There's always one that's fucked up. I think that was the one. Not defending him, just.
Yeah. And now, here we are. Pixie Princess Star Fox has apparently recently had some health issues that she fortunately tended to. So let me see if I can find the right emoji to to show concern, but I definitely, here we are. Let me at least enter this. She says, I went to urgent care in Denver, and that must have been a long time ago, unless she's living in Denver now. She's living in the Pacific Northwest now, so it must have been years ago. She says, I went to urgent care in Denver, and they were 100% concerned if I was ST. By that, I presume she means sexually trafficked. Super serious, freaked me out. Well, I can see why. I mean, nothing against the way you present yourself, honey, but it's just you're a young lady who's obviously very vulnerable and obviously, shall we say, indulging in a lot of recreational alcohol, to say the least. So, yeah, they'd be concerned for obvious reasons. You were with a guy who was a fucking serial killer. Anyhow, so go on, Brendan, if you remember any of that. I mean, the house in, Denver, I don't even know about Denver. I don't remember her being there. It was New Orleans and the Pacific Northwest. She must have moved. So.
Yeah, well, she's definitely nomadic, at least.
Yes. No wonder they're concerned that you're being trafficked, honey. Jesus Christ. Fuck, when Brendan was with me in the restaurant, that's what they were concerned about concerning him. Hey, where are you from? Tell him, Brendan, they were treating you like you were like some trafficked child and she in my company.
Oh, well, yeah, with you, they were like wondering why you were holding me hostage.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Where are you going? What are you doing? Are you all right? Are you feeling okay? Anyways.
Now, at any rate, all this while Donald John Trump, who himself openly socialized with Epstein for many years, merely blamed the late super Jewish pedo financier for, quote, stealing, unquote, Virginia Giuffre, along countless other young female employees, from his own country club at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, this fucker went on record to say this. Trump said, the only thing I hold against Epstein was he kept stealing all my girls. Believe that shit? How does this never come up?
Oh, he said he stole my employees.
Yeah.
Remember recently he said, yeah, I didn't really like him after he stole my employees a bunch of times. And then when he did it again, I never talked to him again.
Yeah, believe that
and
shit.
It's like, that just makes it sound way more sketchy.
Thank you. He's sex slaves. He's taking my sex slaves. Now,
From Mar-a-Lago, he said it was there. He went there, he visited, and he took them.
Yeah.
Now, that's why I never talked to him again.
Yeah. Not for any moral reason. Yeah.
And then literally, it's like he admits it.
Yeah. Seriously.
And he said, I never went to the island, but I know a lot of people who did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm drowning, you son of a bitch. The tea went up my nose.
He said, I hung out with all of them. And where's that place in Florida? What is it called? Miami Beach. He said, all the people in Miami Beach, they kept saying, go to his island. And I said, no. Yeah. It's like, but he was still hanging out with the same crowd. It's like, he's just admitted it.
Yeah. Oh, God. And it's.
So I don't know why. It's obviously a psyop at this point.
They're normalizing it.
People.
No, they're normalizing the phenomenon. It's what they're doing. If the president can do it, anybody can. You get what I'm saying? Everywhere Giuffre turned, she was made out to be an unhinged, fame-hungry fantasist, a pornographic storyteller. And we have all learned of
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'll let that slide. And we've all learned of further corroboration.
Well, I mean, the people are saying that about other people. I didn't say you.
Yeah, I'll take it personally anyway.
Like, what, did you think I was defending Aquino or something? Yeah, I'll tell you what I told him when we were having tea. Just give me money and I'll do it. I'll tell Doug off.
Yeah.
And we can't do that. I can't do that beyond the grave. Yeah. You're shit out of luck. So there you go. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Anyhow, we've all learned of further corroborations that Andrew.
I was actually sorry to interrupt. I was
No worries.
actually referencing what was that lady's name?
Which one?
The Queen of Hearts lady that was on Revolution Radio.
Oh,
'Cause remember,
Terry
every
Joyce.
time you-
Was it Terry Joyce?
No. The
No.
Brit. The Brit
Oh, God damn it. Christine Joanna Hart.
Yes.
Joanna Hart.
Queen
yes.
of Hearts lady. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So every time you would go on with her, then people would come out of the woodwork and say, she's lying and wants fame and all this shit, you know.
Well, yeah, thank you. I appreciate
It's
that.
the same. It was kind of the
Yeah.
same vibe. That's all I was saying.
It's a good point. Yeah, your point's well taken. I appreciate that interjection. Never be afraid to interject. Yeah, the only
Shit,
problem.
I don't want to end up on your S list. Like some other
Yeah,
people.
well, no. I mean, the only problem with Holly interjecting is because of that fucking delay. She'll ask a question,
I
and
wasn't talking about it. Anyways.
yeah,
All right. Yeah, no worries.
yeah, it's just like it. And sometimes I really have. Sometimes I really have to wonder: can she hear me at all? Because she just go on talking, and as if I'm not saying anything. But anyhow, so such having.
Wait, what did you say?
That's a good one. I was wondering if Holly could hear me at all because
I'm just joking.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
messing with
Yeah, there you go.
you. But anyways, carry on. I should probably sleep because I've been working like to the point of near death. So
I understand.
I need-
Well,
I
we
need
love
to
you
rest,
dearly. Okay, so
Okay.
take care. Stay safe and be well. Andrew, who will remain a prince, as is his birthright. Giuffre, having attested that he had acted as though having sex with her in 2001 was his birthright, also ordered a Met Police bodyguard and one of Queen Elizabeth II's most senior aides to dig up dirt on Giuffre so as to conduct a smear campaign against her, to ensure that, like so many other women, she was never to be believed. Do these latest sordid substantiations, which have emerged in extracts from her posthumous memoir since published on Tuesday, shock me, stun me, or even remotely surprise me? Of course not. Giuffre was doomed from the start because no one ever truly believes woman. Nobody believed Gisèle Pellicot at first either, though she went to the doctor numerous times to complain about mysterious gynecological and neurological ailments before finding out that her husband had been drugging her and allowing strangers to gang rape her for more than a decade. At the trial that shocked the world last year, some of the defense attorneys attempted to claim that Pellicot had been complicit in her own abuse, that the acts documented on videotape had been, quote, consensual, unquote. She was questioned about her sex life, asked if she was an exhibitionist or a swinger or an alcoholic. She was asked why she didn't seem angrier with her husband of 100 fucking years, why she hadn't cried out more often in court, cried more, why she hadn't even cried as in wept with gnashing of teeth, wailed the way I saw Laura Lee Solomon and Holly Kiefer do in Arizona over a dog. Why hadn't Pellicot cried more in court? Just look at the... Here we are, a notification from our dear Brendan. A search of his. Ah, okay. Fuck, get me some of this shit. Matcha prices have gone to astronomical levels. Yeah, well, there you go. Shock, $97. Yes, it is like for the real shit. Yes, it's fucking sad. And it's outrageous, but yeah, well, it's like, well, there you go. All I can say is that it's a hard world we live in. Now, such being said, Pixie Prince says, we light vampire blood incense in honor of DDT. Mwah. I love you, Eddie. You're so adorably cute. And let me see if I can respond to that with a proper emoji. I don't want to necessarily use the party emoji because it seems awfully trite, but hey, it's probably a good one. And so here we are. And now, again, such having been said, just look at the multitude of other cases, as ill, in which a woman or girl's experience has been minimized in order to highlight the impact on men's lives. Like Trump saying it was a, quote, difficult, unquote, and, quote, scary, unquote, time for young men in these United States after several women accused his Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, of sexual assault. Or Brock Turner, the Stanford swimmer, being sentenced to just 6 months in prison rather than 6 years after raping an unconscious woman because of a statement that said it was too steep a price to pay for 20 minutes of action. To have a sexual assault dismissed as just a guy getting some action, while the woman's unconscious, no less. Or the family court judge in New Jersey, who resigned after saying that an unnamed 16-year-old boy, proven guilty of raping a drunk girl at a party and filming it on his mobile phone, deserved leniency because he was from a good family. In that case, in 2019, Judge James Troiano insisted that the authenticated incident was a sexual assault rather than a rape, despite investigators proving that the boy had sent a clip of the documented rape to 7 of his friends, along with a text caption that read, "When your first time having sex is rape." Now, I myself, like many of my female friends, have run the gauntlet of not being believed on far too many occasions, particularly when they report male allegations to other men. Or, in my own case, to female San Francisco Police Department officiers who outright called me a queer whore to my face. From the police officiers who asked, "Were you ever in fear of your life, though?" When, as a 9-year-old child, I reported being gang raped by a group of adult male niggers on San Francisco's own municipal transportation system, on a goddamn munibus, to the assumption that it's just banter when we tell them how angry and shaken we are after being touched or groped, or the ubiquitous, "Were you drunk?" / "Wearing a short skirt?" / "Did you lead him on?" questions, as though any of that even fucking matters. One man memorably asked myself, "Is it still sexual assault if it's a joke?" and didn't seem to know the answer. Now, we're getting some notifications here from Brendan that I might ask him to elucidate upon. USDA says SNAP benefits on, what's it say? Won't issue SNAP benefits on November 1st due to the shutdown. Yes, the Department of Agriculture has posted a notice on its website that Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program benefits will not be issued on November 1st amid the government shutdown, saying, bottom line, the well has run dry. And of course, the food stamps, as they're often referred to, serve roughly 42 million low-income Americans. And so it's administered by the states, but it's federally funded, meaning the government shutdown impact on SNAP and the benefits and how they start to dry up will vary by state. Thank you for that interjection, Brendan. We will get back to that in, he says, correction, they won't use their $7 billion contingency fund. This is quite true. And I will, address that in course of monologue. So thank you for that, Brendan, for reminding me. Otherwise, I free associate, and that's fine. So Pixie Princess Star Fox says, I've seen frat boys go through this while published in the school paper. It's a terror. Yes, that is quite true. Thank you, Pixie, for that. So let me give an angry face to that. There we are. Yes. And such having been said, this is why I've always advocated for a draft of females to serve in a United States police force, because of the female police officers who were basically brought into police departments initially specifically to deal with female victims, have no sympathy for male victims of rape. And instead, as in my case, as a 9-year-old child, I was accused of being a gay prostitute, as if that did not deserve any form of sympathy if I were. This is why you have to understand that any female in a police force today is someone who is the last person on earth who should be allowed to hide behind a badge to abuse people the way they do. They're simply there to take advantage of women who are in a very vulnerable state after being raped and seduce them as lesbians. Really. We need to bring in regular women into a draft to serve as peace officers as a requisite, barring, of course, physical, mental, psychological, or religious exceptions, etc. But this way it loses its mystique, and you no longer have sick, pathological, psychotic, sadistic women who enter a police force just to be a man in a man's world so they can break some form of glass barrier into a sense of being men themselves through their own perverse misidentification. You need women to take away the mystique of this by turning it into a true community force rather than having sick, pathological wannabe men joining a paramilitary force. That would be the best way to purge women like that from predating, preying on society the way that they do. Now, otherwise, women know all too well the obstacles so many of us face in being believed. In courtrooms and police stations, on social media, and in the public square, we know, for example, that there are astronomically fewer convictions resulting from rape cases than there are prosecutions. And we also know there are cosmically fewer reports than there are rapes. We also know that according to the NPCC, the National Police Chiefs Council, that VAWG, V-A-W-G, or violence against women and girls, makes up just under 20% of all recorded crime in England and Wales, that around 12.8% of women experienced domestic abuse, sexual assault, or stalking in the year running up to March. That's 1 in 8 of them on an island smaller than the state of Alabama. I know all too many women like Giselle Pellicot and Virginia Giuffre. I remember their names. I believe them. But do you? Now, Rape Crises offers support for those affected by rape and sexual abuse. You can call them on 0808-802-9999 in England and Wales, 0808-801-0302 in Scotland, and 0800-0246-991 in Northern Ireland, or visit their website at www.rapecrises.org.uk. If you are in these United States, you can call RAIN, R-A-I-N-N, Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, on 1-800-656-HOPE. HOPE, that's 4673. If you are experiencing feelings of distress or are struggling to cope, you can speak to the Samaritans in confidence on 116123. That's the United Kingdom or the Republic of Ireland. Or you can email Joe, J-O, at samaritans.org, or visit the Samaritans website to find details of your nearest branch. If you are domiciled in these United States of America, or you or someone you know needs mental health assistance right now, call or text 988 or visit 988lifeline.org to access online chat from the 988 Suicide and Crises Lifeline. This is a free, confidential crises hotline that is available to everyone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you are in another country, you can go to www.befrienders.org to find a helpline near you. In Finitione, while Leo and Charles may have been praying for the forgiveness of sinners, the redemption of a singular malefactor rather close to home may be a step too far, even on this most important of occasions. And regardless such ecumenicalism in the Mediterranean, in the Holy Land itself, there be no peace in Gaza. While the ceasefire has been in place, Israeli forces have killed over 100 Palestinians in the Gaza, even as the Palestinians undertake a grisly search for their loved ones. Something which our dear friend Brendan can describe how they're not getting any help from the Israelis for the location of the bodies under the rubble that would require earth-moving equipment. Pixie Princess Star Fox says, "Oh my God, my first cousin, last I heard, fits that bill betters on my wedding day." Thank you for sharing that, dear lady. So sorry to hear that. At any rate, when earlier this month Donald Trump announced that Israel and Hamas had agreed to what he called a peace plan, Mossab Abu Toha's son asked if the war was finally over. The answer was complicated. Abu Toha wrote, "I did not tell Yazan that no Palestinian had helped draft the agreement. I did not tell him that families in Gaza were still being killed in Israeli strikes. So far, the ceasefire has not felt so different from the 2 years that preceded it." In photos, Wahiba Shabbat immediately recognized her son's body. "A mother's heart knows," she said. But when she finally saw his decomposed corpse, she wasn't sure. Israel had handed over her son's naked body, left naked, his hands tied around his back with a zip tie that had never been removed. Tied so tightly, as a matter of fact, his wrists were cut to the fucking bone, which must have been insanely painful, with every move he took while he was alive, and scars around his ankles indicating he'd been bound there too. His jaw was broken, with caked blood in his mouth. She had to feel around for a scar on the back of his head to confirm that it was him. The body of Mahmoud Shabbat was among the remains of 195 tortured Palestinians released by Israel over the past 10 days. Families flocked to Nasser Hospital in southern Gaza, where the bodies were taken, trying to find out whether loved ones missing for much of the war are still among them. Their handover is part of an ongoing exchange of the dead, as Hamas gradually returns the remains of 28 hostages under the Gaza ceasefire deal that also brought the release of all living hostages and some 2,000 Palestinians from Israeli prisons. So with that, we're putting a link to this one young lad, a Florida teenager, is in an Israeli prison. And his family and advocates are, of course, saying he should be released. Let me see if I can put in a functional link there. And, okay, we'll go look for that. Give me a second here. See if I can hit that. Get this over here and see if this transfers. Well, we'll find out. Here we go. I'm going to try and put this into the text box. Okay, if I can find the text box again. Here we go. All right. Okay, that one links. Oh, with that, we go over to the call. And good, Brendan is still technically on with us. And any of his input will always be welcome. Well, let's hit the studio here, and then the call itself. Get this into the infinite call. Here we go. And just press the enter button. There we are. Good. All right. And such having been accomplished, and our numbers holding good. This side of the Atlantic, President Donald Trump has directed the world's largest aircraft carrier into the Caribbean Sea on Friday in a major escalation of his drug war. The USS Gerald R. Ford, one of the new class of nuclear-powered supercarriers, is being deployed from the Mediterranean to the waters south of the United States, along with 3 additional destroyers. Well, this has a lot to do with why we've got mass detention facilities. The Department of Homeland Security is funneling 10 billion United States dollars through the United States Navy to help facilitate the construction of a sprawling network of migrant detention centers across these United States. Sources confirm say the arrangement is aimed at getting the centers built faster as the Trump misadministration works to dramatically ramp up nationwide immigration operations and arrest a record number of immigrants. Construction on some of these facilities is set to begin as soon as next month. And the goal is for these facilities to house as many as 10,000 people each. And they are expected to be built in Louisiana, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Utah, and Kansas. Why the fuck would you need a detention center in Utah, which our dear friend Sammy Romero has, well, described as the Serengeti of white people, or Kansas for that matter, is beyond me. Well, not for me, but beyond all of you, until you realize this isn't for immigrants at all, it's for you. Because they're going to need to mass intern all of you when you start rebelling, when you have nothing to eat, and the feds aren't paying for any food assistance. There be only one alarming conclusion to be drawn from Trump's latest malactions. And America and Americans need to prepare. America needs to prepare, and Americans need to, well, gird their loins for the coming battle. Back in February, the thinking public scratched its collective head as Elon Musk and Dodge took a chainsaw to agencies that serve the public good. By the way, we get Trump's new defense plan quietly outlines a National Guard response force trained in crowd control and civil unrest to be deployed across all 50 states in the Union by April 2026. Let that sink in. They're not preparing to leave office. They're preparing, as I'll have to get back to the link to find out because I can never see what these things say because the fucking Facebook cuts off the bottom. They're preparing to lock the country down. So everybody bear that in mind and take it seriously. Pixie Princess Star Fox says, "Oh, Kansas, where? Natty, yes, indeed. So thank you for that, Odie. Yes, I get it. Yeah, normally not something we pay attention to, those states. Now, again, when federal agencies created to protect public health, serve veterans, advance education, maintain infrastructure, keep the public informed, and protect the safety of air and water were largely dismantled by Elon Musk and Doge, the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, which was anything but. Well, even before the government shutdown, those agencies were either closed or not functioning, operating with skeleton crews. This month, the reason for the mass destruction has crystallized, or I should say metastasized. Trump and Russell Vought, architect of the authoritarian cookbook Project 2025, stripped federal service budgets in order to move those dollars to another ledger, the one that funds federal agencies that control, police, and punish the public. Those budgets have exploded, none more so than that of the United States ICE, the ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Analyses of government procurement data, first reported by Popular Information magazine, if you will, the circular outlet, shows a 700% increase in weapons spending by ICE this year. From January to October of 2024, ICE spent under 10 million United States dollars on weapons. For the same period ending this month, that amount jumped to more than 71 million United States dollars. Even more alarming than the amount is what ICE spent it on. Public data from the FPDS, the Federal Procurement Data System, proves that ICE procured chemical weapons, guided missile warheads, and other explosive components. Now take a note here. Wired magazine reports some confusion over how the purchase was categorized and concludes that ICE probably didn't purchase guided missile components, but the entry on the procurement system says they did. So you can't trust Wired magazine because it's bought out and bought off and paid for. Here we are. In terms of, yes, another wonderful illustration from our dear man Brendan Zoget. I should actually download that. And, okay, press that download button. Vampire Hunter D. Yes, and of course, in terms of an upvote with his other link there. Now, what the fuck does ICE want with such weapons? Because we know they got the chemical weapons beyond any deniability, plausible or otherwise. Americans who watch something other than Fox News' curated reality show have already seen videos of masked ICE agents engaging in wildly disproportionate violence against members of the media and public. Over the past few weeks, federal officers shot a woman 5 times in Chicago, killed a man during an arrest attempt in the suburbs, and shot a priest in the head with a pepper ball, knocking him not just to the ground, but into a coma, even as he was holding his arms up in prayer. This behavior is not even indefensible, it's incomprehensible. If shooting, body slamming, and menacing members of the public at close range wasn't enough, now ICE will have access to even more chemical weapons, people. So, again, downloading another graphics interchange format here, if possible. It doesn't allow that immediately, but we're glad to have it. Now, ICE has already lobbed chemical irritants like tear gas, pepper spray, HC smoke grenades, and pepper balls at peaceful protesters just to create the appearance of chaos for right-wing consumption. Because, of course, a crowd's going to go into frenzy when they're in terrible pain. So it is unclear what an unhinged and vengeful president might order them to do with nerve agent adjacent chemicals. Please bear all of this in mind. And purchasing guided missile components for ICE would be equally astounding. A guided missile is any missile that uses a guidance system to steer toward a target. Such missiles can destroy a target with conventional, chemical, or biological warheads. Guided just means the missile can navigate and adjust its flight path to a chosen target along the way, using technologies like GPS, geosynchronous satellite positioning systems, and terrain mapping. Since Christe Nome keeps repeating false claims that ICE only engages in brutality when agents feel threatened, query what legitimate need those agents could possibly have to strike a person, car, or building that's fucking miles away. To what end? By the way, Pixie Princess says, natives were sent. My apology. My apologize, my keyboard is possessed. Like ripping my heart open like a slip fault. Well, thank you, honey. Well, you're deeply loved. And we're so glad to have you with us. And now, seriously, people, we have to consider Donald John Trump a toddler with the nuclear codes. Trump, who openly fantasizes about shitting on and destroying half the fucking country, even as he literally destroys the White House like he owns it, probably thinks he could nuke California and get away with it. Never mind that my golden state nation of California has the world's fourth largest economy, contributing 81 billion United States dollars more to the federal government than we ever receive. Long-term, mid-term, and even immediate consequences are not accessible to Trump's prefrontal cortex. In his state of quite obvious senile dementia. And yes, I can make that fucking judgment call. Trump's very misactions demand it. ICE is also building a public surveillance system that would make Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping salivate. The crowd control surveillance system features iris scanners that photograph and record facial measurements. The system includes phone hacking and tracking and facial recognition tools loading data into AI. ICE has partnered with Palantir Technologies, a software company co-founded by J.D. Vance's BFF, best fucking friend, and anti-democracy mentor, Peter Thiel. Palantir plans to abuse artificial intelligence and data mining to identify, track, and deport suspected non-citizens, collecting data on United States citizens along the way. According to Business Insider, ICE is paying Palantir $30 million for this platform. Palantir was slated to deliver a prototype of the Immigration OS platform in September. Keep in mind that Trump has increased spending on deadly weapons for ICE by over 700%. Yet ICE continues to claim it cannot afford body cams for its masked agents while they perpetrate atrocities ranging the entire spectrum of criminality from rape to arson to outright murder. By the way, checking into wish you a magical birthday. Thank you, dear Brendan. Judd Legume at Popular Information sums it up. If the immigration enforcement apparatus of the United States were its own national military, it would be the 13th most heavily funded in the world. This puts it higher than the national militaries of Poland, Italy, Australia, Canada, Turkey, and España, and just below Israel. Trump is building a police state to keep himself in power permanently. Forever. Stephen Miller recently told assembled law enforcement officers in Memphis, Tennessee, that they should now consider themselves unleashed, addressing a crime task force comprised of ICE, local police, the FBI, United States Marshals, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. Miller encouraged them to go forward and police aggressively, concluding his talk with praise for their anticipated ruthlessness. By the way, Pixie Princess Star Fox gives us the bandaged heart and barf symbols. She says, "What? Daddy's birthday. May all your wishes come true. Thank you, honey. Love you dearly. And, praise be. You're an angel." Now, it's the same unhinged directive for unrestrained lethality that the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, delivered to military generals at Quantico last month. Here we have butt breathing may be an unconventional but safe alternative to humans with lung. Brendan says, don't tell Vinnie Barbaric about this shit, that delivering an oxygenated liquid rectally was so successful in animal studies that researchers are now exploring this method for humans. Holy fucking shit. This is beyond a laugh riot. And so, I mean, how do we respond to this incredible technology? An alternative for humans with lung problems. Holy fucking shit. If my lungs had not been stapled to my ribcage, I would be stuck with this. I would rather die than butt breathe. Oh my fucking God.
I didn't realize you were going to read it right away, but yeah. The comments are ridiculous.
Oh,
this
God,
will
what did it say?
change snorkeling forever. It sounds like a South Park plot, you know?
That's what happened to Heather. Poor Heather was digging up them graves in the local cemetery, and when she opened one coffin lid, she says, "Hey, this guy's buried with his butt facing upward so God can kiss his ass." Then realized it was some ghoul eating on the cadaver beneath it, and that's what was chasing her out of the cemetery, and she got on her golf cart. I don't know if she ever made it. That ghoul must have sprinted like an antelope. Oh my fucking God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, well.
People tagging their friends.
Yeah.
Solved your scuba dilemma, Steve. You know? And then here's one of Pete's gem elixir people.
Yeah.
I've been healing people by giving them rectal ozone for years.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's Pete Moon. Oh my God. He took the last name Moon for a reason. Go on.
Right. Yeah, I thought this was how Trump supporters naturally breathe.
Yeah, no shit. That's how they talk. Out of their ass. So, thank you for this. No, this is, all I can say is, now we know. And
this is the tech from the abyss I've been waiting for.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. Holy shit. No, that's fucking funny. You cut and paste some of that shit for me or screenshot it or something. That shit's funny as fuck because I can't access Facebook anymore. I can't see those comments. But let me try one more time and see if I can because sometimes I can see at least a few of them. Let me go over there and here we are. Let's see. Sounds
no shortage of CPR. I'll say APR.
Yeah, there we are. One of them says, "Sounds like a South Park plot." Yeah, and does this give you butt breath when you exhale? Yes, there we are.
Stupid.
He says, with the rise of peach eating led to this. Well, the rise of peach eating led to this. Yeah, there we are. Well, looks like something that I can't read the rest of it, unfortunately, but yeah, this is funny as fuck.
It just gets worse from there. Everyone says, you mean we could beat turtles? Because apparently turtles can do it just naturally.
Oh, really? Fuck, I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Because like when they're in their shell, they have to breathe or some shit.
Right, there we go.
So,
yeah.
it's just...
Okay, so that's we're having too much fun with this, but when it comes to Stephen Miller and Secretary of Defense, and I say that quite pointedly, he is not the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and they're both ordering their men to go out and kill. It's all of a piece. Deploying the military. But
Hegseth was out there doing drills with his team.
Oh man,
they had him in a what are those things called, the wife beater, doing monkey bars.
God fucking damn, that must have been inspiring. That must have been inspiring.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm being facetious.
Underneath his suit, he's got a bunch of those like ghetto arm tattoos that you get when you're in the service.
Yeah, bullshit.
He's just another WAT top or whatever,
Yeah, just another white trash piece of shit. Of course. He's just another.
They just put a suit on him and people think he's normal, but it's not. It's all a farce.
Yeah, of course. Of course. And he rapes women while he's drunk. Yeah, so it's...
Well, that's almost, it's almost like, you don't even need to say that. Like, you look at him and you're like, this guy's definitely done something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Like, by the way, Pixie Princess Star Fox says, wait, really? I can live with it. My story would be would be ours. My story would be ours through... Oh, I love you all, Spec Heather. That's Vermont girl? She thinks Heather's a Vermont girl. No, Heather's Arizona, right? Heather's Arizona. She's thinking of Amy Como.
Well, now Heather's in the dirt in Arizona because she got attacked in the cemetery. She got dragged down by the zombies, but yeah, she's somewhere over there.
Then
I'm wondering, do you think the ghouls like burrowed, through the crust all the way over here? I mean,
it's
the Native Americans always talked about shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're everywhere. Just take it this way. Yeah. They're everywhere. People just go on.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So she got taken out. Heather. We needed confirmation to make sure you're alive.
Yeah, Heather, let us know if you're alive, for God's sake. Anyhow, then Pixie Princess says, I'm a turtle. I don't know how to respond to that.
She breathes out of her ass.
Yes, there you go. Now, as I said, this is all of a piece, deploying the military against United States citizens, pitting red states against blue, and arming masked ICE agents with sophisticated tools of war signal that Donald John Trump is building his own domestic paramilitary force to try to remain in power past 2028. We have to admit this reality before we can prepare to meet it. I mean, non-stop constructing mass concentration camps? While the United States government shutdown has become the second longest ever? And Trump really wants the shutdown to continue. The United States government shutdown has now become the second longest in history. We're at day 26 by now. Day 27 when you're past midnight. I haven't hit the witching hour yet here on the left coast. As lawmakers and aides say they see a real possibility that the closure will extend into November. The second...
How come they're not giving reasons? It's like back in the day, remember when there was like filibusters or whatever?
Yeah.
They would at least give a reason and say, we disagree with this one policy. But now they're just saying, we're not going to pass it. Even the Dems, they're evil too, in my opinion. I mean,
they're completely corrupted. They're completely compromised.
Fucking scumbags.
Well, he's got the Epstein on all of them. But go on,
Yeah, but it's like, remember back in the Obama era, it was like, they would say, longest filibuster, and then but they would have one of them come out and give drop the scroll and list all the reasons. But now it's just like, we don't feel like it. There's we're just disagreeing on something, and it's some mysterious something.
It's just basically everything. There's nothing they can agree on, except to suppress Douglas Dietrich. That's son of Adolf Hitler,
like Sammy said.
Well, besides that, getting paid and suppressing the son of Adolf Hitler, who could solve all the problems.
Yeah, but that's free.
Yeah,
that's free. They're using like old tape decks and shit. Oh, we don't have to update that file. We got our best men on it, and it's some dude from the fucking 70s.
Yeah. Pixie Princess says, "Whoa, send my Skinwalker live. I'll bring them both back." Meaning Heather and Amy.
Well, you can keep one of them. I won't mention two, but you can send one of them to Skinwalker.
Now, the second longest government shutdown in United States history began early this month because congressional Republicans want to maintain their funding plans, while Democrats want to help the millions of Americans facing health care coverage.
Has it crossed the line yet? Isn't it the longest?
No, not yet. It will be soon enough, but not the longest yet, no. Believe it or not. The Democrats, to their credit, want to help the millions of Americans facing health care coverage losses and surging insurance premiums by reversing the Russo collaboration.
By depriving them of food? I mean, I don't get it.
That's not their decision. That's Trump's. Seriously, it really is. Trump can reach into
how
because he was told, we've got the, what did you call it again? The backup basket of money, the contingency fund.
Well, that was the USDA.
Yeah, but he refuses to open it. He refuses to go in there. He refuses to dip into it.
But that's a separate. This is a separate sector.
Yeah, so I just told you how he funneled money from all the government departments he shut down to create these concentration camps and give ICE chemical weapons and precision-guided missiles. So he can do it. Believe me.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
It's just shuffleboard. I mean, come on. Yeah. So to their credit.
Well, okay. My question is, other than the obvious, he's a Russian plant agent.
Yes,
why is not paying the military a good idea? Won't they mutiny at some point?
Well, because these fuckers
just don't. Strategically,
these fuckers just don't get it. They think that by having a private multi-billionaire pay the officers who are commissioned and have stock in the country, that the rest of the men are just useless anyway. They really are counting on the officers to take charge of the new army he's creating in ICE. Get it?
Yeah.
So there we are. So he doesn't need these fuckers because most of these guys, you see Pete Hegseth running with them? If Pete Hegseth can keep up with these guys at a pace, these guys are barely running at all. That isn't running. They're walking.
But these are the elites. These are the elites that went to Omaha Beach.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they're at the beach, all right. Yeah, they're knocking back beers, Coke, and hamburgers. That's what they're good at.
They're all on gear. This guy on the left, he's all on gear. Yeah, that's not a natural physique.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all steroids.
Yeah.
And like you said, beer and steroids.
Yeah, thank you.
And whatever junk food they can get for free from the commissary.
Thank you. There you go. So again, Brendan was asking, what's going down here? Why are they keeping the shutdown going on? What are they disagreeing about? Well, there you go. The second longest government shutdown in United States history began early this month because congressional Republicans want to maintain all their defunding plans, while the Democrats want to help the millions of Americans facing the health care coverage losses, surging insurance premiums, all by reversing the Russo collaborationist Red Republican Insurgent Party's recent Medicaid cuts and extending Affordable Care Act subsidies. Now, all this while Trump arrived in Malaysia on Sunday.
I mean, doesn't that shrink their investments, though? Like, if you're investing in insurance companies, medical companies, if there's not a bunch of free money from the government, that's hitting, theoretically, if the stock market wasn't rigged, it would deplete those companies.
You're
of a
telling
profit.
me. Yeah, you're telling me.
So
Yeah.
something's fishy. Something's fishy here.
Oh, no shit. No shit. Thank you. Thank you for that insight. Now, Trump arrived in Malaysia on Sunday and is set to spend the week traveling in Asia. His misadministration refuses to use a contingency fund to deliver food stamps, officially called SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits during the shutdown, imperiling relief for about 42 million low-income people, including Holly Kiefer and myself, and drawing intense criticism from Democrats in the process. The Democrats in Congress, at the least. Federal workers...
Yeah, apparently it's so bad that Walmart's going to close entire stores
Thank you.
because people are just going to walk out with all the food.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
So, you know.
Yeah. And it's not just the people, it's the government. Federal workers, contractors, and service members are also at risk for not being able to buy groceries due to missed paychecks. Yeah.
When are they going to resurrect Ayn Rand so she can jack off to this?
Yeah, no shit. Oh, she'd be orgasmic.
She'd be jizzing.
Yeah, she'd everywhere. Be orgasmic. She'd be spewing her vaginal juices on us all.
It's disgusting. But it's like the only time you would ever see her happy, basically.
Yeah.
When this shit happens.
Dude, she's putting out flames in hell by spewing orgasmic juices everywhere right now. Pixie Princess.
Well, this is what she wanted.
This is what she was dreaming of. This is what she was dreaming of. Even though she was on Social Security herself and every fucking welfare program she could get on. So Pixie's offering us pictures of psychedelic mushrooms and saying, oh, wow, generous, no, hugs, night loves, black hearts, roses, psychedelic mushrooms. Love you, honey. All right.
She's always on a trip. She's definitely on a trip.
Yes.
Trip of a lifetime.
Oh, we love you, honey. Let's give her a nice big hug here, and always.
Yeah. Take some vitamins. You know, get your nutrients up.
Yes, by all means, girl. For God's sake. Okay. Yes. At any rate, as I said, you've got all these Fed workers, the contractors, the service members. They're at risk of not being able to buy groceries due to these missed paychecks. However, one of the president's rich friends, multi-billionaire banking heir and railroad magnate Timothy Mellon, according to the New York Times, contributed 130 million United States dollars toward paying more than 1.3 million officers, not the troops, which obviously violates federal law. Just days before the United States Supreme Court is set to hear arguments on the legality of the misadministration's global trade policy, on Saturday, Trump announced a new 10% tariff on goods from Canada, which will raise prices for American consumers in response to the Ontario government's advertisement featuring the former President Ronald Reagan's critique of import taxes, the tariffs being connected to the Trump misadministration's broader crackdown on dissent from recent, I think his recent designation of Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization, and a related National Security Presidential Memorandum 7, targeting a wide range of critics, to the United States Department of Justice prosecuting the president's political enemies, and the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission Chair, Brendan Carr temporarily forcing the late-night host Jimmy Kimmel off the air. All of this is connected to the shutdown, a crackdown. It's not just a shutdown, it's a crackdown. And asked today about the announcement 26 days into the shutdown, 27 days by now since it's after midnight here, wherein the president has also continued pushing his sweeping tariffs, which the United States Senator Chris Murphy, a Democrat from Connecticut, who spraketh at the second No Kings protest in our nation's capital earlier this month, explained it all as a political weapon designed to collapse our democracy. When asked about the multi-billionaire donation to pay our commissioned officers and effectively turn them into private mercenaries, Murphy called Trump out for wanting to behave like a king, pointing to Trump's $20 to $40 billion bailout for Argentina on CNN's State of the Union with his host Jake Tapper. I think it's just further confirmation that these tariffs have nothing to do with us. Prices are going up on everything in this country. Manufacturing jobs are leaving. These tariffs really are just a political tool that the president uses to help himself, sometimes to enrich himself, explaining at length that President Donald Trump, and here I quoted Murphy at length and verbatim, is refusing to negotiate because he likes the fact that the government is closed, because he thinks he can exercise king-like powers, he can open up the parts of the government that he wants, he can pay the employees who are loyal only to himself. Let's be clear, we're shut down right now because Republicans are refusing to even talk to Democrats about a bipartisan budget bill. Yes, we have priorities, just like they do. One of our priorities is pretty simple, making sure that premiums don't go up by 75% on 22 million families this fall. Now, the reality is, if they sat down to try to negotiate, we could probably come up with something pretty quickly. That's enough money to relieve a lot of pressure of these premium increases. So we could get this deal done in a single day if the president was in D.C. rather than being overseas by choice in a time of domestic national emergency caused by himself. We could open up the government on Tuesday or Wednesday, and there wouldn't be any crisis in the food stamp program. I just don't want to live in a world in which Donald Trump and a handful of multi-billionaires decide which part of government works and which don't. This is a leader who is trying to transition our government from a democracy to something much closer to a totalitarian state. And so this is a part of what happens in totalitarian states. The leader, the regime only, decides what things get funded and what don't. What was that, Brendan? Let me check what you just sent here.
I just cleared my throat, but I was going to let you finish, but
No.
I think the original intent of the USDA giving out food stamps was a direct or indirect way